Shout out to Gabe.
Hey, this is presented by the DC Defenders correspondent Ed Oliver and company. It's the Kings, baby.
Yes, sir. We in the building. You know what it is. How's everybody doing tonight, man?
Phenomenal, man. Phenomenal. We have lots to talk about. Mandatory minicamp. So many things happening out of the city. How y'all feel, man?
You ain't lying, man. Between mandatory minis, Marshon Lattimore looking like he back, like cook crack.
He sure do.
Noah Brown going down. Yeah. Between that and our quarterback with the ultimate aura.
Oh man.
Man.
That's the coldest boy in the league already.
Hey, it's so beautiful to watch, man.
It shouldn't feel that exciting just to see another man in pictures and throw a football around, but it brings me great joy.
Indeed. You are not alone in that. You are not alone. I got the wrong joint up.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk. I mean, Ja'Cory, we're going to talk about him getting that 60-yard run. Gotta do that.
Around the corner. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. Yeah, what was it on the outside zone? I was like, hey, outside zone. Forget the 60-yard run. We ran an outside zone effectively.
Hey, they had me at hello when they showed the jump cut in slow motion and bag drill. I saw that and said, "Yep, we don't have that in the room. We do not have that in the room."
I would have fell on my face trying to do that at that angle, man. He was almost parallel to the ground.
He different, man. Like the agility, the ability to make people miss in a tight, confined space, and then the acceleration. Mm-hmm. This dude, and I see they throwing him the ball out of the backfield too. If he can catch and find a way to show them that he can pass protect early on, he may be able to weasel his way onto the field a lot sooner than a lot of people think.
Hey, y'all see the hat, though. Y'all see championship week DC Defender correspondent Oliver in the building. Talk to him, Ed.
Hey, DC Defenders, guys. I mean, I know you guys been joking me so much, but we had a big win, man. We got a big win. Big game Saturday night. Shout out to Camu.
Yeah, that's we. Yeah.
Big we. No
Frank. Got the new hat. And call me 4K Ed now. Call me
4K Ed. That's the new name. 4K Ed in the building.
Hey. I got the light in the background now. Y'all can see me. You can see my eyes.
Yeah. Look into my eyes.
Hey man, throw that DC Defenders payroll this way, Ed.
Hey, hey, get it, Ed, man. Who y'all playing this week? Who y'all playing this week for the chip?
So we beat the Battlehawks in their house. We put Bell to A against Max Duggan, TCU quarterback. Them out. Basically skunked them in their own house in a hostile environment in the dome. That's the only football team they have in St. Louis, so that's all they got to cheer for right now. But we took over, man. We play I think it's the Michigan Panthers. Their quarterback is Bryce Perkins, and Jordan Tam should be the MVP, but it might be Bryce Perkins. So it's a tough matchup. Bryce Perkins can run. He's a dual threat quarterback. Also, guys, let me know if you are in the area. I will be at either Walter's Sports Bar or Lou's laughing like I don't know.
Ed hosting like shit.
Hey, you should see Rio's face says it all, bro. Rio's face.
Hey, Ed, look, I ain't hating, bro. I ain't mad at you, bro.
Hey, look. But a lot of on Twitter, a lot of people were like, "Hey, Lou, stop joking." So Lou will tell you, a lot of people have been mentioning him about it too.
Oh yeah, because I've been giving them a hard time. But seriously. I actually went out and checked the score on the ESPN app. I did my part on Saturday evening.
The game was good. I watched.
That's your homework. That's your homework. DC Defender Saturday.
Yeah, we'll do that shit. Though, Ed.
Hey, I'm about to say when you do the homework, Ed, we'll do the homework.
Never say never. Anything is possible because Rico put out the Kinlaw video.
There we go. I forgot. Everybody's doing their part, man. Rio's got his beard back. Rico got the video. I got my camera ready.
The boys.
It's a new us.
The boys are back in town. Lou is fading in and out of the vortex right now, but we got so much to talk about. A Debo video is going viral on the timeline. Somebody set our boy up today. We got Trey Amos looking the part of a CB1. Marshon Lattimore is looking like a demon again. Where do we start, Brother Lou?
Where do we start?
We got to start with let's eat the vegetables first.
Okay.
Let's start with Noah Brown and the unfortunate situation that occurred today. Let's first start by saying we do not know the extent of the injury. It could be nothing, right? It could be minor. It could have been a scare. We could have dodged a bullet, but it feels like something that isn't going to be done, be something that he'll be able to play with this season. It feels like something that could be long-term, and someone may have to step up.
I heard
exactly.
He slammed his helmet.
Yeah. Because
that's
dudes,
the tall tale sign.
They know, right? Players know. You know what I mean? Like, guys know. And so I'm hoping that it was just excruciating pain. It was intense, and his only method of responding to it was to throw his helmet. But it might have just been because he was in such pain, but it wasn't as bad as he thought it was, right?
That reaction usually tell us a lot, man.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if y'all heard what Ben Standing said, but they said when he was on the cart, because the facility and the field is like a long distance or whatever, it's a long walk, long drive. Somebody actually drove over a bump with him in the cart, and he like screamed
in pain.
Yeah, so, like whoever was in the cart, like you got to be more careful, man. Like, can't happen.
It don't sound good, man.
Prayers for 85, man.
For sure, man.
Noah Brown. Cliff was just speaking his praises just last week in the press conference, but what that does, unfortunately, what you have to immediately go into is that this opens up opportunity. If this is serious, if there's severity to the injury, it opens up opportunities for a guy like Ja'Cory Brooks to come in like Tyler Owens did and plant his flag in the wide receiver room. For year 2, new number, Luke McCaffrey, which I'm sure we're going to get into a little bit later. Jalen Lane as a rookie, he's going to have a bigger role than we anticipate as more than a punt returner, as a slot receiver as well. But unfortunately, wherever Noah Brown goes, it doesn't matter what city or what team he plays for, an injury follows him. An injury, if there's one thing guaranteed, it's death taxes, and Noah Brown not going to make it through a full season. If he ever got to make it through a full season, he'd probably have some 1,000-yard seasons on his agenda, but on his resume.
I agree.
He never gets through the season. This has been the story in Dallas, in Houston, in Washington, everywhere he goes. I hope he's able to shake it, but from everything we've heard, it's not sounding good so far.
Yeah, we may have seen Noah Brown in a Commanders fit for the last time.
Yep. And before we get to that, like, I don't think his injury has anything to do with Terry negotiations. I thought I wanted to close on that point, by the way.
That was insanity.
What are we talking about?
And so,
how did we get there? How did that happen?
There was some nonsense on, it had to be, it was Ed's timeline, right?
It was me and Ed. It was me and Ed.
Who put it in the group chat though? It was
Ed put it in the group chat, but it was a conversation I was having on Ed.
But let me just start by saying everybody's got the nighttime background for the X, right?
Yes.
It's got to be Ed that had that white ass background.
Yeah,
I was like,
not having dark mode on, like that's crazy.
I said, who the hell still got the damn default background? I said, it's got to be some Ed shit right here, man.
If it could still be the Twitter with the bird, the blue bird, I would have it that way.
Well, you don't turn that dark mode on, man.
Ed is wilding, bro. It is wilding. So Ed screenshotted and put into our group chat his timeline with some, and I don't want to call him a clown because I've seen this dude on social media before. He is a Commanders fan. He be tripping sometimes, but he was like, now Terry's gonna get his money, right? Because of the Noah Brown injury. And Rio responded like, He was getting his money anyway. What are you talking about?
Like,
Right?
what do those two things have
to do with each other, right? Like, no, and I think he was something to the effect of like he's gonna get $35 million. Let me pull up the damn tweet real quick.
That's not even
crazy, bro. So
no.
the tweet goes, F, right? He says, F, Terry's gonna get paid now. Almost like he didn't want to pay Terry. Sounds like he didn't want to pay him, right? Because he was responding to he was responding to Scott Abraham's tweet that not great. Commanders wide receiver Noah Brown was just carted off the field. And his response was, F, Terry's gonna get paid now. And Rio's response was he was always gonna get paid, laughing my ass off, right? Then he responds, I hope his agent doesn't ask for more money because of this. What are you talking about?
Those like, I'm not understanding the math that's supposed to be mathing there.
Because it wasn't mathing. The math wasn't mathing at all right there. Like these two things are separate entities that are not tied to one another in any shape, way, or form, right? These are individual situations that are mutually exclusive. They have nothing to do with each other. So the team isn't all of a sudden going to say, oh man, Noah Brown got hurt. We really got to get Terry in here now. Like that was never a part of the discussion, and it never will be. Because, and I want to say this, I hope Noah Brown's injury isn't serious, right?
Yep.
Although we hope for the best, but we fear the worst, right? If his injury is in fact season ending, then we are back in the same position we were in last year. And I just want to remind everybody that while it was a dire situation last year, at least a lot of you thought, I said this is a blessing and it's a gift and a curse, right? Yep. It was a curse because he was playing really well. I think he exceeded all of our expectations last year, at the point in which he got hurt last season against, I want to say it was Dallas the first game. Right. He had exceeded all of our expectations at that point.
Oh, 100%.
But it was also a gift because it forced Jaden to throw the ball to somebody other than Noah effing Brown. Because at that time we were pissed off because he wasn't throwing the ball to Terry enough. And he was force feeding it to Noah Brown. And it also gave De'Ami Brown an opportunity, and it put more speed on the field. Like it's cool. And I've been one of the people championing, Noah Brown's ability to draw penalties down the field, but that's not my agenda when I send somebody on a go route, right?
Yeah, it shouldn't be the calling card.
Right. I hope you pick up a penalty, man. I want you to run by somebody and catch the football. And that allowed De'Ami Brown the opportunity to do that. And maybe this is going to open up an opportunity for someone like Rio just said in Luke McCaffrey, who has been balling at mandatory minis. And I remember when Wes Welker was hired, Rio said, hey, watch out for Wes Welker, man.
What was that? Wes Welker, wide receiver whisperer?
Yes. Wes Welker, white wide receiver whisperer.
White wide receiver.
Yes,
yeah, can't forget the white.
Can't forget the white. You gotta throw that in there, right? So all of a sudden, Luke puts on the 11, and he's got the double aces on, and he's flying out there.
Hey, a number will do it, bro. Him and Marshon look like new humans in different numbers, bro.
Mm-hmm. Marshon looked like a whole different guy.
Yep.
Whole different dude.
It's that deuce, man.
A whole different guy. And we're going to talk about some of the press conferences and some of the things that we've seen. But anything that stood out to you in these first 2 days of minicamp that you've seen, heard, or anything of the sort, or anybody?
I mean, I already briefly mentioned it, but Jacory on a 60-yard run, touchdown, amazing. We don't have that speed on this roster. We did not have that speed in the running back room last year. And until we drafted him in the 7th round, we still didn't have that speed. And I mean, the 60-yard touchdown run is great as well, but specifically the fact that it was on an outside zone run. We threw that whole part of the playbook out last year.
Yeah.
Cliff Kingsbury just went ahead and ripped that up. There's no way we're running that with the personnel that we have in this running back room. So the fact that he has already seen Jacory enough, I mean, he scouted him before the draft. They drafted him and everything. But now that he's already been there, he's been practicing in OTAs and things like that. They've seen enough to be like, okay, we can bring back this certain package, this certain set of plays because we have a Jacory, which is why I think he probably will get on the field early and often, because there's like a certain package that's literally only he can run out of the running back room right now. To your point, Lou, We're going to have to see what his pass protection is looking like. We're going to see what his receiving ability, even though I think his receiving ability, he did it very seldom, but when he did do it, he did it really well. Like, I remember he had like one catch in the back of an end zone in college where like he got hit like two sandwiched by two DBs at the same time and still held on to it and tapped his feet in bounds. Like stuff that a lot of wide receivers can't do. So I know that's there. We just got to see the pass protection. But yeah, man, Jacory, look, I mean, everybody now seeing it as well. A lot of people that weren't even big fans of him coming out of the draft are starting to like be, oh, okay, who is this Jacory kid? You saw the slow motion clip that Mitch Tisler uploaded where he was almost parallel to the ground while he was making his cut. You saw, and there was another clip of everybody else doing this. Brian Robinson, Austin Eckler. There's all right. Then you see Jacory does it at a whole different level. So the potential is limitless for him, man. He's going to take our offense to a whole nother level.
How about Coach Anthony Lynn saying that Michael Wiley has been the most impressive back this offseason?
Wow.
And in one of the clips,
August legend Michael Wiley.
August legend Michael Wiley. Look, man, look, I've said this multiple times. He's the Austin Eckler replacement. So we could have a all Wildcat backfield next year. Both of them were Arizona Wildcats. We could have an all Wildcat backfield next year if we're not careful here, because Michael Wiley, see if I can find that clip for y'all of Anthony Lynn talking about Michael Wiley.
That's definitely something that stands out. And I've noticed that while you look for the clip, I've noticed that there has been a concerted effort throughout all the coaches to sing the praises of the second-year guys that didn't get much love last year. They are selling it. The photographers are selling it, like Ben Sinnott, Luke, Jordan McGee, and company. They're all over it. The only one I don't hear them talk about is Dom Hampton.
Yep. He got a little work to do. We're going to see what he looked like when the pass go on.
So I'm looking forward to see what these new guys are going to bring to the table. To be honest, you know, we brought in Dimitri Felton. We brought in
what I will say before the clip
Bill,
comes up too,
and then we have Cash,
Michael
who
Gallup
from
with an hamstring injury that doesn't help
he's
his
starting to
call.
look like a running back. And then we have Mike Wiley. He's
So I
probably had the
think
best
that adds
offseason
some more
out of
concern
all
to the
of
wide
them.
receiver room. Obviously, we got to wait on the news for Noah Brown, but
You didn't hear none of that, did you, Ed?
Ed, did you not hear the clip?
You didn't hear none of that, did you?
Man, Ed smoked right over the clip.
new camera.
I'm like, hey, Ed ain't hear none of that, boy. Hey, he said, and another thing. I'm like, he ain't hear none of that.
Your Audi field sound guy need to plug you in, man.
Hey, let's try this again. Let's try this one more time. Hold on, Ed.
So I'm looking forward to see what these new guys are going to bring to the table. To be honest, you know, we brought in Dimitri Felton, we brought in Bill, and then we have Cass, who came over from slot receiver. He's starting to look like a running back. And then we have Mike Wiley, who's probably had the best offseason out of all of them.
So, I mean, it's high praise from Anthony Lynn. And I saw a clip from Mandatory Mini Day 1 where Jaden throws a touchdown pass to Luke McCaffrey, and Michael Wiley was in the game with the ones. So
didn't notice that.
They're giving him looks. Obviously, this is the time of year where they're mixing and matching parts, putting guys on the field that wouldn't normally be with certain units because they want to take a look at guys in certain spaces. But that's pretty high praise for Michael Wiley to be getting run with the ones and getting a look-see. And to hear Anthony Lynn speak that highly of him and the work he's put in. And remember, he's in year 2. So he gets to play a little bit faster this year because he understands the playbook. He knows what they're asking of him. And so that's just another guy. One of the things that I talked about last week was the depth of this team. Like, we're going to cut NFL caliber players this year. We will not be cutting UFL players that don't belong in the NFL. When we make a round of cuts from 90 down to 53, we will be cutting NFL players this time around.
I could definitely see other teams trying to snatch up some people that we let go for sure. Yeah. But that's a sign of a good roster, though.
Yeah,
comes with it.
We building. Any other? What were you saying, Ed? Sorry, now.
Ed, get back to your Michael Gallup point, Ed.
Yeah. Because there was one guy who, like I said a couple weeks ago, who was really adamant about Michael Gallup making the team. Now, it's a hamstring injury, so he may bounce back from it, but it's not looking good. He already missed bro. And he missed last week's practice too. So it's not really looking good there. And then, like I said, Noah Brown, who knows what news we're gonna get tomorrow or the next week or whenever some news may come out. So we may have to look into the free agency pool of the wide receiver position, or do you just trust the guy that you already have in the room? So we'll see what happens with Michael Gallup. It's not looking good. But then Marshon Lattimore, I was pretty tough on him for not going to OTAs, and I still stand on that. But he's been looking good, man. He looked fluid in the videos. Like, he looked a lot more fluid than what he looked in some of the practice videos that we saw last year. And there was a pass breakup that he had on Noah Brown. He played well. You see him teaching Trey Amos some stuff too, like he did with some other players last year. So that's good to see him in the building, smiling, running around. So he looks like he's 100%. The interview, I thought he did a solid job with the interview. He's not an interview guy like we talked about last week too. It's not his thing, and it's not everybody's thing all the time. But I thought he did a solid job doing his interview. So nothing but positive things to say about him. Ben Sinnott, like you guys talked about, Luke McCaffrey and Ben Sinnott, I thought those guys were on a hot seat this year, and they still may be, because if they don't show up, then you're going to have to draft another tight end next year with Zach Ertz, being his age on another 1-year deal. And then same thing with Luke McCaffrey. If he doesn't step up, Jalen Lane is waiting right behind him, and then we probably have to move on and get another receiver next year too if those guys don't step up at their positions. For sure. So they stepped up. He did shout out Percy Butler. I know a lot of people think he's on the hot seat.
Sure did.
Roster.
That was random as hell.
Very.
Yeah. And so I've heard that Percy had Quan Martin sat out yesterday. I'm not sure if Quan Martin played today either, but Percy Butler did start. So I know that doesn't mean a lot, but at least they did give him a starting nod. Laramie Tunzel didn't participate in any 11-on-11 drills. He did more conditioning, and then he had a rest day the next day. So I know we saw that clip of him working out and whatnot, but did he come in shape? Like, why did he not participate in 11-on-11? It's like,
he's a big man. He's big in it, man. They got to work him back into it.
So it's not an Albert Haynesworth thing where he's got to do the conditioning test he didn't pass. So it's not to that extent or anything like that. He's going to be fine. We know that. But, I did want to see him mix it up a little bit. So I'm not concerned about that. But, yeah, no, it's good to hear from Ben Sinnott that he's got a pulse. It's good to see that Luke McCaffrey's got a pulse right now. Making things happen right now. And it was a positive day other than the injury news that we got.
Am I the only one that thinks Michael Gallup's cooked?
Oh, I've been saying that. I said Ja'Cory Brooks over Michael Gallup. I said that like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think he's cooked yet, man. I don't think he's cooked yet.
I can't factor him and Eddie Goldman, both of the recently retired players we brought in. I can't factor them as guys until I see it. And so far, I ain't seen shit.
I get it.
The Martavis Bryant preseason. He's the Martavis Bryant of this preseason.
Yeah. He might not even get to Martavis Bryant. Like, we got to get him on the field first.
I get it. I understand the apprehension to want to include them in any conversations, knowing their history. But I know Gallup has a history with Dan Quinn and the staff, so I got to give him the benefit of the doubt. And with this injury to Noah Brown, no matter the severity, because even if it's let's say he blew out his hamstring and it's not a season-ending thing, but he'll be out for 3 months. You're still gonna need somebody, right? So, I think Gallup is now in the mix because it felt like somebody was gonna be on the outside looking in, right? It felt like it was 6 spots, and there was 7 to 8 receivers competing for 6 spots. Yep. Well, now, I mean, we don't know if KJ Osborne was going to be on this roster. He may be on the roster now, right? The KJ the Ghost,
the friendly ghost KJ.
They have been hyping up Chris Moore, so for whatever it's worth. Chris Moore actually did. Yeah, he's had some moments in his career with the Ravens. Yes, some of the stuff was like 3-4 years ago, but he's actually done something in the league before. And then Michael Strachan is 6'5", so those are some guys that probably on a practice squad maybe make that 6th spot.
That's what you lose with Noah Brown if he's not healthy. Is we don't have any size. I talked about this before. Like, I think it was the last time we were on together that the wide receiver room, when you looked at them standing side by side with each other, it was Noah Brown, Michael Strand, and to a lesser degree, Ja'Cory Brooks. they were towering over the rest of the receivers. You're talking about 5'9", 5'10", 5'11", and 6 feet. Nobody else is north of 6 feet after those three guys. And is Bryson Tremaine still here? Because I don't think I've seen him.
I don't think he is. I don't think he's here anymore.
Yeah. So
they love to talk about him, so someone would have said his name by now.
Yeah. Mitchell Tinsley, is he going? Or just
I believe he's gone too. Him and Bryson Tremaine, I believe they've moved on. Neither of them were part of the team anymore. Yo, Ja'Cory Brooks got to be Birdman hand rubbing somewhere. He got to be back. Like, oh my God, I already thought I have a shot, but now like the path is open. A chair is empty, and are you going to take it, or are you going to let one of these other guys Ed just mentioned take the job? It's there.
Yeah, and the opportunity has presented itself. What you going to do with it? And so, going back to Ed's comment about Marshon Lattimore in his press conference or his media scrum, he talked about last year, and he was really candid about last year.
Very.
He said that he was never healthy, which we knew, right? When we traded for him, he was damaged goods. So you can't be upset when you trade for damaged goods and then it performs damaged. But he said, and I love when guys don't make excuses. B-Rob didn't make any excuses for his play last year. And Marshon didn't make any excuse. He said, if I'm out there, then I expect to play at a high level. And I was out there. So it is what it is. I ain't making no excuses. But he did say, I felt the pressure of needing to come over and prove to them that they made the right decision. So I forced myself to get out there maybe before I needed to, because I wanted to prove to them that they didn't make a mistake. And I thought that was really forthcoming, right? I thought that was big of him to be able to admit I probably shouldn't have been out there, and I was like, I'll take a 60% Marshon Lattimore over 100% Benjamin St. Juste and Michael Davis
every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
So I think none of us were complaining about it, but it makes sense when he talked about having his explosiveness back, right? He said, I didn't have my burst last year. And all I could think about was Rio's favorite play from last year, the 4th and 5 versus the Eagles, where he gets beat off the line of scrimmage. And normally the Marshon Lattimore I know gets back into that play.
I think about that play very often.
It was 4th and
1. We can tell, Rio.
Yeah, I think it was like 4th and 6, bro.
Yeah, it was like 4th and 5 or 6. Absolutely.
It went for 4th and 5?
Yeah, it was 4th and 6 from the 50.
From the 50, bro.
With 2:11 left in the half.
You know, if it was 4th and 1, you know what they would have done. They weren't
in a 2-point game with 2:11 left in the half. Boy, that game went off the rails. Oh man, continue, Lou. My bad, man.
No, you're good, bro.
More flashback.
It'll do that to you every time, right? Take you back to that moment and that space and time every time, right?
Yeah.
And so he never got back in that play, and the Marshon Lattimore that I know gets back in that play and competes for that football. It's not like A.J. Brown is Tyreek Hill, some burner. Like, he could have caught up to him and made a play on that ball, and he just couldn't. He didn't have the burst. So to see him out there running around, leaping, attacking the football, breaking up passes, and hearing about him doing that in mandatory minis, and him saying, I feel healthy. And he said this is the first time in the last couple of years where he's actually been healthy enough to work on his game in the offseason and not be rehabbing something. So I'm excited, because if we get the Marshon Lattimore that we thought we were getting, coupled with Trey Amos, and he also said of Trey Amos that, hey, that young fella, his technique is A1 legit already. And he said all he needs is just the experience. He said by the time we get to the midpoint of the season, he's going to be a dog, because he's going to get that experience. And those two together with Mikey in the slot, it could change everything for this team defensively. Everything.
Michael Davis, Benjamin St. Juste, and Emmanuel Forbes last year. We're not talking about years ago. Last year.
Nasty room.
Yeah.
And I got
nasty work.
First grader last week.
Oh yeah.
Even if that was intentional, bro.
He let the first grader have it.
Yeah, but I mean, he is hardwired to get burnt, though. So part of it is just innate. This is what he's built to do.
Oh no. No.
He going to field day and getting cleaned at recess.
No. Somebody emptied a clip on him when the Chargers uploaded a picture of him on photo day. He had on the 24. I ain't gonna lie, it looked clean, but
it did look clean.
They emptied the clip on him like, you ain't Kobe, take that shit off. I said, God damn, leave this man alone. I said, man, y'all
he's a
chill,
mannequin.
bro.
He's a mannequin. Of course, he's gonna look good in the uniform. He's gonna look good on media day. He's gonna look good till Sundays at 1 p.m. So what do you do, man? And speaking of contract extension news, we had an extension today, just not the one that fans
not the one
are
we were waiting
for.
on.
Not the one fans are clamoring.
Shout out to All-Pro Revo though, man.
Shout out to Reeves, man.
Yeah.
Hey, he may not ever see All-Pro again because we don't punt the football anymore. But shout out to Revo for getting a 1-year extension. You know, it's much easier to get a deal done for a 28-year-old special teamer making $3 million a year, right?
Right, absolutely. And that's one of the he's one of the highest paid special teams players in the league. Last night I was thinking about this. So, and I don't think this has anything to do with Terry necessarily, but I do find it very interesting that they're keeping the 2027 books relatively clean. I don't know if you noticed that. So Reeves got a 1-year extension, which is up in 2026. Nick Ballore signed a 2-year deal this year, up in 2026. Frankie Louvu signed a 3-year deal the same year that Tyler Biadasz and Dorrance Armstrong both signed 3-year deals, both up in 2026. All of the 1-year deals, obviously, that were signed this year, up in 2026, or at the end of 2025, going into 2026. Right now, we only have 2 guys that are under contract. Deron Payne's contract is up in 2026. The 2 guys we just traded for in Marshon Lattimore and Laramie Tunzel, their deals are up in 2026, although we think, Tunzel's probably going to get an extension here at some point. But the only 2 guys that they have outside of the rookies, of course, right, which they're not concerned about because they're not making real money yet. Outside of the rookies is the extension signed by Sam Cosmi and Javon Kinlaw's deal. And if you think about Javon Kinlaw's deal, $45 million over 3 years, 30 of it guaranteed. That means 15 guaranteed in the first year, 15 guaranteed in the second year, no guaranteed money in year 3. So they are basically keeping the books clean for 2027. That is the time when you would start negotiating with Jaden for an extension.
Yep.
So
they prepping for that day. Why do you think we reset this thing every offseason?
Every offseason, and that's why you keep seeing a steady diet of 1-year deals. They handed out a few 2-year deals this year because those would be up in 2026, and they figure, shit, while we at it, we already gave Nick Ballore, a 2-year deal to keep him here till 2026. Might as well do the same for Jeremy Reeves while we at it, right? Keep the whole core, the special teams unit together. Yep. And so the kicker they brought in here, Matt Gay, 1-year deal, right? Let's test him out.
And that connects to something JP Finley said today about potentially a 2-year deal for Terry McLaurin. Wouldn't that have him ready to come back again in 2027?
Right. And the case, we talked about this last week, right? What if it's not money? What if it's years?
It could be. It could make a lot of sense because he's 30. That makes this conversation very different than a lot of the other receiver situations we've seen.
Right. And, on one hand, we talked about it. If you're Terry, why wouldn't you want a 2-year deal? Because it's less money, right? This is the biggest bite of the apple you got left. So if I'm Terry, I don't want a 2-year extension because the 2-year extension is probably 60-something million, right? And how much of that is going to be fully guaranteed, right? Not all of it, most of it, but not all of it. So you're talking about 40-something million maybe guaranteed versus a 3-year extension that's upwards of 100 and some change, somewhere in that 90 to 100 and some change million. Let's say he gets 33 million and a half, right? So that's 101 million, right? Well, guess what? 80 of that is fully guaranteed.
Yep.
That's totally different than 40 some odd $1 million. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm Terry, I want that extra year because I want the rest of that money fully guaranteed. You get a 2-year extension. it don't hit the same. So I understand why he wants a third year if that's something that is a hiccup right now. So it's really interesting to see. And maybe the 2027 thing is a big deal. And because I was just saying maybe it has no correlation to Terry at all, but maybe they're trying to keep Terry. I've equated it to the 2027 is fresh snow, right? You just got hit with 12 inches of snow. And in this yard in 2027, it ain't been touched, and they don't want nobody but Jaden Daniels touching that for real. It's 2026 and 2025 snow. You can step all up in that shit. We don't care. All the footprint, you can do snow angels in that shit, do whatever you want. Leave that 2027 snow alone. And that's what they're doing, basically. And maybe that's what they're trying to do with Terry. And Terry's like, nah, I need my money. So we'll see. I mean, it's really interesting. But shout out to Jeremy Reeves for getting the extension, man. He deserves it. He deserves it.
And also, I mean, just our special teams group is just really talented, but also pretty expensive. I mean, Tressway is making a lot of money for a punter. The kicker that we signed, Matt Gay, is making the most guaranteed money in kicker history or something like that on a per year value. And then now you have Jeremy Reeves, one of the highest paid all special teams aces in the NFL. So, man, they're giving Larry Izzo a stacked squad. You got Nick Bellore again, like you said, signed to a 2-year deal. Tyler Owens is only going to get better if he can stay healthy. So this special teams, and then, I mean, of course, you got the best punter in the draft in Jalen Lane. So I'm expecting our special teams to even take a jump forward compared to last year as well.
Definitely, yeah. Dan Quinn told Jeremy Reeves a BMF. So he loves Jeremy Reeves. But even
what that stand for, Ed?
Bad Mother Lover. Even Kane Madrano, you know, he may be a special teams ace, or he may be a contributor. You know, he forced a fumble today on Debo.
He sure did.
He's been making plays. So I mean, like you brought up, street scores. You know, you brought up all those guys, Bellore and those guys, and Percy Butler. That may be a reason why Percy Butler may stay on the roster. Even Tyler Owens was a special teams demon at times last year. Jordan McGee was good on special teams. So we got some guys. We got a long snapper that can actually snap the football now. So special teams, man, and like you said, punt returner too. So special teams is good now.
Did you guys catch any of the pressers from day one before we get to day two? And because we did talk about Lattimore, but Eckler spoke today, Wagner spoke today, Dorrance Armstrong spoke today, obviously in addition to DQ. But yesterday we had DQ, Brian Robinson, Tressway, Brandon Coleman, Javon Kinlaw all spoke. Did y'all catch that? And was there anything that stood out that was said yesterday?
I mean, I feel like naturally Brandon Coleman, you get Dan Quinn confirming it from his end. Brandon Coleman said all of the right things. Wherever they need me to play, I'm going to play it and do it really well. But you can already tell from the clips we're getting, everybody that's going to the practices saying it, he's just starting left guard. We can just pretty much go ahead and move on from that. It's already a thing. I mean, granted, it's early in the offseason, so they could be experimental with a lot of different things, but he's just starting left guard. Like even in practice today with Tunsil out, Andrew Wiley was just starting left tackle. They didn't move Brandon Coleman to left tackle. They kept him at guard. So they're already preparing him at guard. And of course, Samuel Cosme will eventually come back healthy and start at right guard for you. So naturally, process of elimination, Brandon Coleman is your starting left guard going into this next season. And he seems pretty excited about it too.
He is. And because I think he understands. He even, you know, again, I like the candidness of these players. He was like, he said, I got the athleticism as a tackle, but they told me I got the body of a guard. So it's like, he looked like a damn guard.
And I've been I screamed that from the second we drafted him. I was like, that face card does not say tackle at all.
At all. You know, with the tackles, they usually stretch it out. Pause.
Yeah.
With him, it was condensed. And like he said, they said my frame is one that looks like a guard. And he laughed when he said it because it's crazy you don't hear dudes like admit that, right? But he was really forthcoming. And you know what I thought was really interesting? Because they asked him some real invasive questions. They were good questions, but they were very invasive. And I wanted to see how he was going to handle it because he's a good dude. I like Brandon Coleman. He's a good dude. Like
I like him a lot too.
He's a guy that brings a lot of energy. Like when Terry was whooping ass against the Saints, he was right there with him. whipping, right?
He was
Like,
going crazy.
yeah. He's one of those dudes that plays with energy. If you run a 60-yard touchdown, Brandon Coleman is going to be one of them dudes that's running too, right? And he's an athlete. And so he's one of those guys that his energy is infectious. And he's just a good dude. You can tell he's one of those guys that's a glue guy in the locker room, right? It's going to keep people's spirits up. And they asked him about the team drafting Josh Connolly and how that made him feel. And I wanted to see what his response was going to be. And he was like, I was cool with it. Like, they drafted another athletic tackle. I was the only athletic offensive lineman in the room, really. Like, so another guy that's young like me, another guy with some athleticism. And, I'm glad to help him. And remember when Connolly got here, he said the first guy to really welcome him in and help him was Brandon Coleman, right? Telling him, hey, this is what I went through last year. Here's what you got to learn. Here's some of the things that's going to make the transition easier for you. And then he talked about when he found out he was playing left guard. And he said it wasn't until they drafted Josh Connolly. Remember, early on, they told us he was going to get to compete at right tackle.
Yep.
And then they drafted Connolly, and he said as soon as they drafted Connolly, that's when he found out he was going to guard.
He got the text right away. He got the text right. He probably threw a second ribeye on his plate. Like we guard, baby. We're guard now.
So
and I like the fact that we're handling that early. Like, go ahead and put him at guard, keep him at guard. Even if, and that's why having all this depth on the offensive line is so nice as well, too. Because if there's an injury somewhere, you're not going to have to move him from guard to tackle. You have Wiley as a backup tackle, Alec Grady and Nate Herbig as backup interior offensive linemen and things like that. So I think he can literally just stay at guard for the remainder of his career. And I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all agree that I think he has Pro Bowl potential at guard. I mean, they just don't make guys that big and athletic.
Left side stout, boy.
Yeah. That Tunsil, Coleman, Biotish is insane.
I mean, hell, adds Cosme in there.
And then Connolly.
And then if Connolly turns out to be what we think, this line has a chance to be right up there as one of the better offensive lines.
Don't give Jaden all day to operate, man.
It could get ugly. It could get dark quick. And Rico, you said something really interesting that a lot of people just kind of combed right over. Andrew Wiley was playing left tackle. We've never seen that here, right? He's always been on the right side, which means they view him as the new Cole Luke, right?
Backup swing tackle.
Goes well, he'll be your backup swing tackle.
Yep.
And what does that mean for a guy like Foster Sorrell, who they signed to be a backup, swing? Yep, that's what it feels like. What does that mean for possibly a Trent Scott, who can also play guard, right? And he can play 4 out of 5. Right, and I think he is better at guard as well because he stepped in when Cosme got hurt, and we didn't even notice. Like, we knew Cosme wasn't there, but we didn't have any issues because of it in the Detroit game. So it's going to be, like I said, it just goes back to my original point of we have depth now at almost every position. You look and you feel like really comfortable with what we can put on the field. It's a really good place to be in year 2 of a recalibration. And so I wanted to ask you guys about a couple of off brands that were put out the other day. And did you guys consume it? And I should have sent it in the group text. This is my fault. So Dan Quinn was on the Green Light podcast. Did anybody catch that with Chris Long?
Yes, I watched it. Yep.
Okay. And then Chris Sims put out his quarterback list, and he put out a Jaden Daniels video that was about 6 minutes long. And so that was something else I wanted to discuss. Let's jump into the Chris Sims video. Chris Sims did a tiering of the quarterbacks, and he also was ranking them. And he has Jaden Daniels as his 5th best quarterback, which is where I think most of us believe he belongs. You may have him higher in the pecking order. I think 5 is right where he should be behind Allen, Burrow, Mahomes, and Jackson.
And also, like the episode before that, he was like previewing the top 10. He had Jada Daniels 10th at the time, but he did give a heads up, like this is just a tiering. This is not like the exact order they're in. So I was worried. I was like, okay, he's gonna have him 10th. I wonder who he has above him.
And you know who he did have 10th? You know who he had at 10th? The truth hurts. It literally says the truth hurts.
Hey,
that's crazy.
They don't want to hear that though. They don't want to hear that though. Now he a hater if he got him at 10. Like people forget. AJ Brown was asked last year, what's the problem with y'all offense? The man said the pass game. Like, I don't really know what else you want me to do with that. Like, all sins were forgiven because they won the Super Bowl, but they weren't a great offensive team, especially throwing the football. So again, they went on a run. They won football games. They won the Super Bowl. You can't take that away from them. But Jaden Daniels did more with less than we've seen any NFL quarterback do in a very long time. And that's just the facts. So with an improved roster around him, I can't wait to see what the second act looks like. And the thing that I loved about Chris Sims was you could tell he did his work because he said, for one, he doesn't miss. He just doesn't miss. Like if you give him time and you give him a target, he don't miss.
Surgical.
And he said if he's one of those dudes that if I ask him to throw 10 out routes, it's gonna be 10 out routes in the exact same spot
every time.
Every time. Yeah, right.
He put him in the tier with who Stafford and Stroud, where he just says these guys don't miss throws.
Yes, that's exactly where he put him. And then he said the three things he felt like he could get better at. One was just, get bigger, which he sort of did. I mean, he can't put on but so much weight, right? So I'm not tripping about that. He said that his arm could get a little bit stronger, which I mean, technically Cliff said his arm got a little bit stronger, right?
Yeah.
So that might have already happened. And then he said he wants to see him throw off platform more, which we've all said. Like last year, it felt like he got out of the pocket to be a runner. And I said, that's a part of the maturation process. As he plays more, he'll realize that the threat of him running is greater than him actually running when he gets outside the pocket, unless they just are in man coverage, their backs are turned, and he can just take off. The threat of guys watching you approach the line of scrimmage and then vacate their man because of the threat of you running, leaving their guy wide open for a 50-yard gain is much more impactful than you just running for 12 and getting out of bounds. And I think the sooner he realizes that and tries to exploit that, the better he'll be as a quarterback. Because there were times last year where I said, that was supposed to be a throw to Luke McCaffrey, or that was supposed to be a throw right there to Olamide Zaccheaus or Terry McLaurin. And instead he took off and ran, and it was a minimal gain. And like there was an opportunity for a big play there. And he's going to grow into that. And we've seen him make some of those plays. He did it in the playoff game against Tampa. He did it against the Cleveland Browns, right? With the throw to Terry, which was one of his best throws. Yeah, jumped out of a sack, right? And then launches it 50 yards in the air on a button, dropped it out of the sky. Should have been a touchdown. Perfect. And as Rio likes to say, still ain't get a damn touchdown on the damn possession because he threw a pick like the next play.
No, and that's all on the wide receiver, man. Like we should have never, that down should never existed.
I agree.
So it was a great watch. If you haven't checked it out, you should. Chris Sims had him at 5. Go ahead.
And because he even pointed out the fact that like when you're talking about Jaden Daniels and you're looking for weaknesses, you're being very nitpicky. There are things like you pointed out that he can improve on, and that would turn him into, best quarterback in the NFL MVP conversation type of stuff. But even he admitted, I have him 5th, and I still feel like I'm nitpicking him a little too much. Like you're just looking for something to talk about. And it seems to be a common theme with everybody that ranks and talks about Jaden Daniels, where it's like, I want to put him really high, and he had like the greatest season of all time of a rookie quarterback, but some people are still a little reserved. But you even had like Jeremy Green at the Sportsocracy, where like he was thinking about putting him higher, but he had him at 5 because he's like, I just got to see it for one more year, and that's a lot of people's reservations. But the talent, the production, everything else, the traits are all there. And I'll again to go back to Jeremy Green, he said when he was talking about Jaden Daniels, the gap between 1 to 5 is way smaller than 5 to 6 for him. He felt like after Jaden Daniels is a little bit of it's a gap, and then it's everybody else. So Jaden Daniels is closer to the Joe Burrows, the Lamar Jacksons, and the Josh Allens and Pat Mahomes than any other.
Look at our lives now.
God, it feels good, man. We deserve this, though. I can't think of a fan base that deserves this more than us, man.
Yeah, feels so good.
And Nick Wright too. He even like challenged the Chris Sims thing, like his rankings and everything. And the only thing he pointed out was that he felt like it was a little disrespectful to put Justin Herbert over Jalen Hurts, but he didn't say anybody else. He said I can see an argument for every other person that he has above Jalen Hurts, but the Justin Herbert one was the only one he had a problem with, which means he's perfectly fine with Jaden Daniels being fit.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily disagree with that because Herbert hasn't done it. He just hasn't won in the postseason.
He gets to the playoffs, man. I don't know what's wrong.
He loses his mind. So I understand why he would have an issue with that. But that's crazy. I did not know he said that there was a massive gap between 5 and 6. And
that was Jeremy Green was Sportsocracy. He was like, Jaden Daniels is closer to the quarterback at 1 than he is the quarterback at 6.
That's saying a lot. I mean, I believe that too. Like, I think there is a gap. The top 5 guys are elite, and as I like to call them, they're one of them ones. And then there's a clear delineation, and then it's the rest of these dudes. And you could slot them the way you want, knock yourself out, but those 5 guys, they're different. I mean, the closest I would say would be Stafford, right? And I mean, how much longer is he gonna play? You know what I'm saying? But when he's healthy, he's right, and he's protected.
Oh, he's like that.
Yeah. I mean, he's a difference maker. He's a problem.
He's Georgia Dog. I mean, you know.
You forget that sometimes. Green Light Podcast. For those of you who didn't watch that, that's Chris Long's podcast that he does, and he had DQ on his show, and he talked about a number of topics. It was a really the thing I love about DQ is he's so genuine. He's always himself, and this is what you get with genuine people. They never change who they are, no matter where they are. Yeah. But when he's comfortable talking to someone that he either knows, has worked with,
he gets into it.
He is even more of himself, and he allows his guard to be down, and he'll give you more than what he would give someone that's just an interviewer, right? So he was very forthcoming in this interview, just like I felt Adam Peters was very forthcoming with Field Yates, right? Yep. Because he knew Field Yates from their scouting time. So he talked about Jaden Daniels, he talked about Laramie Tunsil, he talked about Cliff Kingsbury. I thought the Cliff Kingsbury conversation was my favorite part, but he called Jaden Daniels a stone cold killer. And I said, I've been calling him a killer. And I can't, when I hear the word killer and why I associate it with Jaden, I always go back to the bear trap, right? The Noah's, a.k.a. Noah's Ark, a.k.a. Washington walk-off. And he throws his helmet and he's got a shiesty on. And all you can see is his nose and his eyes. And everybody's running around. It's mass hysteria. People hugging and running around.
He's so calm.
And he's got the look of a killer. He looked like you just murdered the Bears season, and you don't have a pulse, bro.
Yep.
Like Caleb Williams walked up to him, a good game. He just dapped him up, didn't say shit, just was looking like it was that Eli Manning, Joe Flacco, are you alive shit.
Yeah.
And that Damian Lillard after that shot over Paul George.
Man.
When he just it was just it was surreal, and I'm like, that's my quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, we got a killer at quarterback. We got a killer, and I love it, man. And
honestly, what did it for me was the Falcons game.
Yeah.
The fact that we all said it felt like once we won the coin toss, the game was
it was over. I've never felt that way. I've never felt that way. I was afraid of overtime.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You used to be, or you
I used to be afraid of overtime. Yeah, let me rephrase that. I used to be pre-Jaden, you know?
Yeah.
Like BJ. Oh, I was about to say BJ. That was about to sound crazy. But before Jaden, I used to fear an extra quarter. I don't want to watch this football team play an extra quarter of football. You know? But now it's cash money, bro. Especially if we get the ball, it's over.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, the Cowboys game, that should have been a win too. If Cyber doesn't miss the extra point, then he works his magic on the 86-yard pass to Terry. So that's how crazy Jaden is. That's how clutch he is in the last 2 minutes of a game.
Yeah. I mean,
what's that stat? I gotta find it.
If he gets it, it's over.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, how many times did we do that last year?
And it looks rather easy. It looks like, you know how you script the first 15 or so plays of the game? The end of the fourth quarter looks like the first quarter script to Jaden.
Yeah, it definitely does.
They go over it.
Eagles game, he was laughing at Jalen Carter.
Yeah, because he tried to spike it, and he tried to catch it.
I see what you're doing there.
I see what you over there trying to do, bro. Chill out.
Hey, guys on the other team love him. They love him. They are talking. They're chatting him up the whole time. He already has that cachet.
Yeah. I mean, he was going over and chopping it up with his boy Malik in the middle of the game. Leak ain't even playing. Little timeout. He go over there, chop it up with Leak for a little bit, then throw a touchdown pass like it's nothing, right?
Something slight.
Yeah.
He got like a quieter Anthony Edwards to him a little bit.
Yeah, he's like Anthony Edwards without the crazy arrogance and without the multiple baby mamas.
Without the field. Off the field.
Yeah, without the six baby mamas. Hey, so
Anthony Edwards with a good mother. Let me stop. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
That's really crazy. That's insane.
So
that's really bad.
Did you see?
No,
was there anything? Yeah, that was crazy work. Right?
That was a straight it. No one needed to catch.
No, absolutely not.
Crazy.
Shout out, Mama Jackson. No.
Hey, look. The views of Rio Robinson do not reflect. Hey, Rio.
Yeah, that's the biggest one that you ever done. Are you aware? Are you aware?
Go ahead and put that disclaimer out. The views of Rio Robinson do not reflect the views.
Get jumped by the Edwardses.
The rest of the Commanders Kings.
You gotta put that disclaimer on that one. If we had to use once a year, I would use it on that one.
That was extremely reckless.
Intrusive thoughts win sometime, man. I can't help myself.
Hey, somebody said pew pew pew.
Shout out to Anthony Edwards' mother, man.
Hey, you don't want that shit. Hey, so was there anything in that Green Light podcast that caught your ear, Rio?
I mean, I just like listening to Dan Quinn speak, especially like you said, when he's comfortable with somebody. The Stone Cold Killer thing. It's almost as if everything in the conversation just gets backdoored immediately when he starts talking about Jaden, bro, because I can just listen to our coaches, the players, and people talk about our quarterback forever, though. But I like our coach. Like, there's so much likability here. For as much as a leader Ron Rivera was, I stopped very early enjoying hearing him speak. Like, once you've heard one Ron conversation, you've heard all them shits. You've heard them all. You're going to get guys. You're going to get Buffalo nickel, position flex. You're going to get, he's been through some real life stuff. You're going to get the same platitudes and cliches painted throughout a 15, 20, or if longer, 30 minutes. So I haven't got tired of hearing Dan Quinn or Adam Peters and them speak. And it's not just because we're in the honeymoon phase and everything's going positive. It's because they're eloquent, they're articulate, they're genuine, they're real. They slip up and cuss sometimes. Like, it doesn't feel manufactured.
They're not robots.
It doesn't feel rehearsed. Yes, they feel like human beings. But I just enjoy listening to him speak. The Jaden Stone Cold Killer, that was stuck at that, man.
Yeah. Oh, you were done at that point.
That, and he pretty much stamped Brandon Coleman as the left guard of the team in that interview, like in case anybody had any confusion about it.
Yeah, no doubt about it right there. The most interesting conversation for me was the Cliff Kingsbury one, because in that conversation, Chris Long was like, and I had talked about this last year, where early in the season, I think I said this after the Arizona game, I said, it feels like we're playing on one of those college fields with that wide hash, because it felt like we had so much space. Cliff was creating so much space for our guys. And Chris Long was like, man, it felt like you guys did such a great job with spacing with Cliff. And he's DQ said that one of the things that Jaden does a really good job of, or actually Chris Sims said this, which I thought was also a great point, is he said Jaden doesn't have an issue taking the 4 or 5 yard completion, whereas Caleb Williams wants to make the home run throw on every single play, and that's how you end up taking sacks and plays where you miss opportunities to keep the chains moving. He said Jaden has no issues 5 yards here, 4 yards here. And then to bring it full circle, DQ said that's a huge part of how you are able to run no huddle. He said we run more no huddle than anybody else. And remember, he told us after the season was over, they ran over 200 more plays of no huddle offense than the next closest team in the league. So the way you run no huddle is by getting gains of 5 yards or more. And really, it could be a 2 yard run if you wanted to, but you're not going fast after an incompletion. You're not going fast after a 1 yard gain, right? But you get a 5 yard completion, you get a 4 yard completion. All right, now we can go with some tempo. And he said, Chris Long is coming from that Chip Kelly mindset of, hey, you got to make sure you ain't running the defense into the ground when you're going no huddle. And he said, well, when you got a quarterback like Jaden, you can go for it on 4th downs. And it allows you to keep those drives alive and keep the defense off the field. And that's basically what they did last year, is they possessed the football. We went for it on 4th down. They were uber aggressive. It hid the defense in a lot of instances where you could be the number 3 pass defense in the league because you ain't on the field that much. You ain't having to defend.
Did you say number 3 pass defense in the league? Brian Colbert gonna let you know if you didn't.
He gonna keep telling us that shit over and over again. I'm like, hey, Brian, you gotta chill with that, bro.
That fugazi ass number 3 pass
defense. I was like, you gotta chill with that, bro. He's like, man, isn't it great that you coming in here, and a lot of people don't realize this was the number 3 pass defense in the league. And I'm like, Brian, no, don't do that. Don't say that. I was like, I wouldn't have said that to him if I was you. I'd have just left that out. But at the end of the day, he talked about how the offense feeds into the defense and how Cliff has done a great job of putting them in positions to balance the offensive and defensive snaps. It was a really good conversation that they had about Cliff's offense, how it's run, and how Jaden plays a part in that. His confidence level in Jaden plays a part in his decision making, which we've heard from him before. So I thought it was a really good interview, right? Like, again, anytime he's really comfortable with somebody. Speaking of DQ, his press conference after day one, I always feel like his tone when he's talking about Terry is so reassuring.
Yep.
Like, it makes me feel like this is getting done. You guys have nothing to worry about. This deal is getting done, right?
See, guys, this is where football and business intersect.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, such a professional, man.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, no worries. Like, he's been here. We know who he is. We know he'll be ready as soon as he shows up. Like,
and we're remaining in contact.
Yes, it's how he just puts me at ease. I'm like, okay, cool. But if there was any opportunity for my brain to wander and start to think, could they trade Terry? Could this get to a point where of no return? He's like, no, bro.
It reels it back in. Like, no,
bro. Chill.
Means to this franchise. We are not the Cincinnati Bengals who can't even sign their damn first round. They got a first rounder holding in it. Mandatory.
Bro, it's not just that he's holding it in. The man is out here
shitting on them.
He is shitting on them, and he ain't even played a snap yet.
Yeah, I see how y'all treat y'all players here, man.
But did you see what they trying to do to him though?
Yes.
The shit they trying to do to him is out of pocket. I'm like, now I get it. This is total disrespect. And he's not going for it. And I don't blame him. The Bengals are they're such a terrible organization.
Now, if we were the Bengals, I'd be worried about the Terry situation. But unfortunately, we are no longer the clown show of this league.
If we were the Washington Commanders of 2 years ago, I'd be worried about the Terry situation. But the fact that we have adults in the building now, I'm no longer concerned. And then he also talked about a guy that we really haven't heard about this entire offseason, Jacob Martin.
Yep.
He mentioned Jacob Martin for the first time this entire offseason, and I wasn't impressed with what he said. So,
Jacob Martin is another Cleveland Pharaoh, man.
He said this man is a core special teamer, right? That is on 3 out of the 4 special teams units. I'm like, okay, cool. What else? And he's an outside linebacker. I said, okay, what else?
He told us what position he played. That's how you know he ain't about shit.
I said, okay,
he's a good guy.
Family man.
Okay, what else?
He has 2 children.
Okay, what else?
To the end of the whistle.
On time.
Okay, what else? Right? I'm like, yeah, keep going.
He gonna tell us everything about it except a football trait.
Hey, I said, oh hell, uh-oh, we just signed a 1-year core special teamer, bro. I was like, this is not good. So we'll see. Lionel Willingham said he had a couple of good rushes today, and then Connolly locked him up on 1 rush. So let's hope that Jacob Martin ends up being really solid, man. The best quote of the day came from B-Rob. He said about staying healthy. He says, I'm hell when I'm well. So I'm telling you, he's got some left in the clip for y'all, man. He's got 1 in the chamber and a few in the clip for Ed. Pop, 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 pop. He coming for y'all this year.
Speak on B-Rob, Ed.
Need to see more than 700 yards. That's what I need to see.
Oh my God!
He hasn't gotten over 700 yards in his career. It's unacceptable.
And I think that's where JCM's going to help a lot because, B-Rob starts off a little hot. And like the first 8 weeks, he's a little potent. I mean, it's not like he's just this Pro Bowler or anything like that, but you can tell his production and play wanes as the season goes on, as he starts to gain a little bit more mileage. And if JCM can really get onto the scene along with Michael Wiley, apparently just getting compliments, keeping them fresh, that might help.
Code Talker said, many men wish trades upon me. That's a gem.
That's dope right there. That's dope right there. Hey, B-Rob, I got your back, man.
I don't think people understand what a 1,000-yard running back. I'm not being greedy. Not 12, not 15, not 2,000 like Lamar and Hurts have. A 1,000-yard back would unlock so many things in this offense.
Do you know how much you got to rush for a game to get 1,000 yards?
What, 60 yards?
Yeah, it's like
57.
When it was a 16 game season, it was 63 yards. So now that it's 17, I gotta imagine
that should be the bare minimum.
Yeah,
that's
gotta be like sub 60 yards. You probably need like 58 yards.
It's frustrating because we have such a mobile quarterback. So when you have a quarterback who is such an athletic threat that we have, it's supposed to make it so much easier for the running back. That's why, I'm not hyping about Alfred Morris, but Alfred Morris was a dog when he was here. He had a couple of good seasons, but like you compare it to that, it's like we expect B-Rob to give us 1,000 yards. Yes, I get the injuries. He was in and out the line. He had cement feet in that Falcons game. That second half of the year, other than the Titans game and then the Lions game where he stepped up, like he couldn't move. And then he got Jaden hurt on a pass protection play.
Oh my God, that was the scariest play. I almost dropped to my knees.
Y'all was at that game too,
yes,
boy.
Bro.
Yeah. Y'all said the whole stadium was silent.
I saw a ghost, bro.
He guaranteed to win against the Eagles, which we did end up winning, but he fumbled twice in that game. He's not a fumbler. That's one thing about him. Like, he does protect the football, but that game he fumbled twice in that game. So we got to keep. He's got to keep that same energy too, man. Like, you got to be better than 700 yards. Like, you got to get 900 yards in a season.
Many.
Wish
I just think
trades
this offensive
upon
line.
me.
I think this offensive line being way better should help him out a lot. But then at the same time, I mean, we're asking him to produce separate from the offensive line, because I know this offensive line is going to give him bigger holes. He's going to go more yards before contact, but we're looking for more yards after contact from the guy. But I mean, if you look at just the NFC East just for the past few years, all of these quarterbacks, the Jaden Daniels is already better than it's been the offensive line and the dominant run game that has propelled them to where they've been. And so Jaden Daniels has already done it by himself. Imagine what's going to happen when he gets an offensive line and a run game.
And imagine what the zone read can be with Debo, Brian Robinson, JCM, and Jaden Daniels. It got to a point of the season last year where Bama stopped looking at the running back on the zone read. They were just following Jaden. They were just following. They're not worried about 8.
Right. Get it to him. You ain't keeping it though. Give it to him.
Hey, he had that shit up the middle. He got that 2 up the middle, bro.
Yeah.
Even when Mariota had to carry, he led the team in rushing that last game against the Cowboys. 7 out of the last
ridiculous.
Teams.
Yeah, we can't have that, bro.
Quarterback led the team, which was Jaden and Mariota.
Now, but we are all here in supporting and hoping that contract year Brian Robinson turns up the form. He looks leaner. And my last gripe with B-Rob is that he ruined what was about to be the sauciest shit Cliff had in his bag all season versus the Lions. The first drive of the game, when we ran a fake tush push that was supposed to be a toss out to Jaden, who was going to be one-on-one on the outside with a cornerback that he was going to make miss and probably just waltz to the end zone. B-Rob decides he's gonna Philadelphia Eagles style rugby push Mariota.
Yeah.
It's like, we doing it? We doing it too? We doing it too?
He clearly didn't get the call.
He didn't get the memo at all. At all. And I think that was one of the few possessions we didn't score on in that game too.
Yep.
Yeah.
He clearly did not know the play.
He clearly didn't know what the hell was going on.
Oh, tush push? I bet. I got this one, coach.
Yeah.
It's our turn.
Yo, it's man, I'm so excited about this upcoming season and all that it could entail. And you know, the funny part about this upcoming season is the national media opinion on Jaden and in his team, specifically Jaden. And I get it. You know, how do you gauge success for him based off of what he did in his rookie season? He set the bar so high. Like, if you make it to the divisional round this upcoming season in 2025, is that a failure? And so that's the tough part. Like, if CJ Stroud makes it to the divisional round, well, he's been there 3 years in a row, right? It ain't better, but it ain't worse. If Jordan Love makes it to the divisional round, he's been there before. It's better than where it was last year, right? Bo Nix makes it out of the first round. That's a success.
Yep.
Caleb Williams, if they just make it to the playoffs, that's a success, right? But for Jaden to achieve success, we either got to get back to or advance to the Super Bowl in order for him to improve upon what was already was the greatest rookie quarterback season we've ever seen. And so a lot of people are like, there's no way. And the answer for them is always the low-hanging fruit of, well, NFL defenses are going to have film now. These defensive coordinators are going to adjust. And the part that I just find so funny is, like, I literally just said, you can't prepare for no huddle the way we do it.
Nope.
Like, everybody in the league don't do what we do. And so you can't
even simulate it in practice.
No, you can't
prepare for it.
It's so tough to deal with what we put on the field. And we were doing that with a lot less talent last year. And I understand that the level of competition wasn't tremendous last year, but it wasn't a pushover either. And so for us to go out and do what we did last year and to do it at the level we did last year with the amount of talent or lack thereof we had last year.
We were probably the worst team on paper. If you exclude quarterbacks, we were the worst team on paper in the playoffs out of both divisions.
Oh, without question. Yeah. On either side of the bracket, without question.
Yeah, both conferences.
You can't even argue that. You take Jaden out of the equation. We're not a playoff team without Jaden. We got a top 10 pick without Jaden last year. So I love it, man. I love where we sit.
I
man.
like the expectations and all of it, man. They're gonna sit here and say, "All right, y'all want him to be the Mahomes of the NFC." Well, Mahomes got to the AFC Championship his first year and went to the Super Bowl the next year. Okay, cool then. Like if you can do that if you want to, but also Mahomes sat on the bench for 15 weeks his rookie season, so it's a little different on this side.
Yeah, it's definitely different, and
Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill
and Andy Reid, and not to say that what I'm saying we don't have a really dynamic coordinator, but it's levels to this shit, and I'm not making no excuses because I ain't gonna hold you. I expect the Super Bowl.
Yep,
like that's what my mind is. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yep,
agreed.
So we'll see what it ends up being, but that's what my head is. So with that said, let's go ahead. Anybody got anything to add about the first 2 days of mandatory minis? Things you've heard, things you've seen.
Yeah, want to talk about the Debo video?
Oh, we can. I mean, I ain't running from it, but
yeah, man, Debo finna get active on y'all teams, man. These Cowboy fans. First of all, welcome back, Cowboys fans, by the way, because they're very active in the streets right now. For whatever reason, I do expect them to be a good football team.
Well, it's the trade. It's the trade of they were sad before they traded for George Pickens. They were sad, boy.
Yeah, I know. I see a bunch of squares wearing shiesties now. They're back active. Them and Eagles fans. Oh my God, look at Tubby. Look at big boy Debo. Like, Debo looks good, y'all. Like, relax, guys. They're not going 100%.
Exactly. That was my thing.
Going 100. We know what Debo do with the ball in his hand, and Debo's in good shape right now. Mind you, he has the little sports bra combo with 2 shirts on underneath the. Like, y'all are doing the. First of all, the page that posted that John Fricella, whatever his name is, he's one of the worst accounts to follow on the entire X app. By the way, nothing good ever comes from there. But I knew what was going to come.
Yeah, I didn't know who posted it. I just knew I had a lot of people hit me up on the timeline
first. So
you say that again?
Scott Abraham posted it first. I mean, we know he looks like this every off season, so he's fine. But the only thing is that when the team posted like Trey Amos clamping up Debo, and then I think like another NFL page said that Trey Amos was clamping up Debo. I was like, I knew
they're pushing agendas.
They made it sound like he was clamping him up all practice.
And
just that one
an underthrown like a ball where Amos knocks it down. He's strapping him. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I mean, and I want Trey to win some. I want, you know what I mean? Like, I want it to go both ways. I'm not looking for total dominance on either side. Right. Like, a Giants fan was trying to chime in and like, I was
imagine that.
What are we doing? And then he had the audacity to send me a video clip of their first round pick from Penn State.
Hold up, did you see when
you talking about they meeting at the quarterback?
Yeah, the Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence, and your boy from the Panthers, right?
Brian
Burns, all getting to the quarter. I'm like, are they that nice, or is your offensive line ass?
Yeah. Go ahead and try that on this offensive line.
Yeah, like because that shit ain't popping off. That shit right there you just did, nah.
Did y'all see the picture where the Giants player was getting dragged off the field in minicamp last week?
Nah, I missed that one.
Like he was done, and then somebody was like dragging him off the field.
Like he was about to pass out or something?
It looked like he already passed out. It was a Giants lineman. Like I'll find it on Twitter and send it to the chat.
Yeah, that's wild. I gotta see that.
We are not even in mid-June yet, and I feel confident when I say like we're gonna dog the Giants week 1. Like it's gonna be a divisional game.
I'm gonna be. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm gonna be nervous as hell.
We're stretching. No, we're stretching out on them boys. It's gonna be a tight division game, and then we're gonna stretch out on them, bro.
Yeah, I want to. I just want to put them in a place early.
Yeah, they're not. They don't belong in any conversation with the rest of us this year, and I think we need to show them that.
Yeah, that's all I want to do is I just want to put them in a place so they understand where they are in the pecking order. Like I'm giving you permission to get your shit off on the Cowboys the very next week.
Yep.
Right.
But it ain't starting week 1.
Yeah, I just need you to understand that it ain't popping off against us. But they still got confidence that they can beat us from the Ron days. So they still thinking that shit's sweet over here. So I feel like we need to let them know week 1 was really good. Shout out to the over 800 of y'all in the comment section right now in the chat holding us down, man. We can't thank you guys enough for all of the support. Do me a huge favor if you haven't already done so. Hit the like button to help this channel continue to grow. If you haven't done so as well, what are you waiting on? Subscribe for more great content as we continue to bring you the best that the Commanders content creating space has to offer. And hit that notification bell because you just never know. You just with us, you just never know.
Season's gonna be a movie, y'all. The season is going to be a movie. You think we're fun in the off season? Wait till September. Commander Kings come rolling around, man.
And to go back to Debo too, shouts out to @JahanOPOY on Twitter for pointing out the fact that Debo hasn't really even lost a step. He ran the second fastest top speed he's ever run of his career just last season for the 49ers. Yep. He reached 20.9 miles per hour on a 76-yard touchdown against the Seattle Seahawks. Yep. So it's not like he's lost a step or anything like that. Like he's not as fast as he used to be. And then also I hate the fact that they're cherry picking that one clip and blowing that one up when we have these clips of him doing receiver stuff that I don't remember seeing him do for the 49ers.
Yeah, like
the 49ers, I see him dropping. Yeah. We see him for the 49ers dropping passes straight to his chest. He's on the 49. He's on the Commanders in a practice clip, stretching out and getting the ball at like the highest point, like really good hands, like the ball getting to his hands and not bobbling or anything like that.
So, I got lost because when the season was happening, and I think Rio could definitely attest to this. We was consuming any and everything that had our name on it, right? It didn't matter what the hell it was. We was up here, all 4 of us was up here talking about watching like the
little Korean video.
Yeah. Like the joints where they got this shit upside down, sideways.
Little kids build planes and shit.
Hey, man, Rio had you got one accessible right there next to the goddamn desk.
Hey, my boy made me a little Commanders plane, man. Shout out to
the little plane. Yeah.
We come ready, man. We come with props, bro.
And so once the season was done, I was like, all right, I gotta chill. And I missed a couple videos they uploaded. The Commanders did. I'm gonna talk about these tomorrow night on my channel, but one of the videos they put was Debo Samuel's greatest plays. I don't know if y'all missed that. And it's like 6.5 minutes of just Debo Samuel making big plays for the 49ers. And I'm watching that and I'm thinking, and the last probably like minute and a half, 2 minutes is from last year. Because the first like 4 minutes was the first, portion of his career. And last year when he had the #1 jersey in San Francisco, he was still balling, right? Yeah, he had drops and they struggled last year. But
pneumonia too. That jump took him out for a couple.
For sure, it did. I mean, he wasn't the same guy once he got that. But I remember them saying he was in tremendous shape when the season started last year. So this is a guy that I really think is gonna be a problem. And I never underestimate a dude who's going into a contract season.
I think he's like James Harden. Like James Harden at this point, he's never gonna be lean. He's always gonna look pudgy. He's gonna look a little overweight, but he's gonna go out there, hit that step back. Debo has a patented move where he's gonna run over you. I think that's just like the body type that he's got right now. He's never gonna look like like just yoked up, 6-pack. Like that's just the look he's gonna have. I think he's gonna be fine. And he's a known Eagle killer. Like every time he plays the Eagle,
and Dallas, he be killing Dallas and Philly. That's why them talking is funny. Like he's gonna score on both of you.
Yeah.
He had 116 yards and 2 touchdowns. That was at Philly last time he played.
Yeah, he's a demon against those two teams.
Yeah. So
I love it, man. It's amazing that they they are so uncomfortable with our success.
They have our page on notifications.
Bro, they are the first comment and quote retweets every time the command. They were the biggest fans of our media day post.
Yeah. it's amazing, bro. Like, it's just crazy to me because so on our Super Friends channel, right? We had a segment we were doing where we went through the schedules, right? I had pulled up the schedules on that little grid, right? And I said, I'm gonna just do them in the order that the teams are in. So the Giants was first, Cowboys were second, we were third, and the Eagles were last because they, had the best record. So I just did them in the order. So I did the Giants first, and I did the Cowboys, and then I went to do the Commanders schedule, and he's like, why y'all going in front of us? The whole time it wasn't an issue, right? I read Dallas's, I read the Giants. It was no issue. Now I'm going in the order in which the teams finished last year. The Giants were worst. They were last place. The Cowboys were second to last. We were second place. Y'all were the champions of the division. So I'm saving the best for last. He won't try to hear that. And I'm like, that's the threat that we pose, right? It's not a problem until we got something to do with it now. And I love it, man. I love the fact that they can't stand our existence because they view us as a threat now. They don't want to admit it either. That's the part that's crazy to me, is we not a threat, yet every time we don't look, I don't think I've said anything about them this entire offseason. Right? I don't think I've said, but I've been propping up the quarterback. So I'll post something and it'll just be hashtag one of them ones. You know how many Eagles fans comment under that? It's a Jaden Daniels aura video from the Commanders, and I just put hashtag one of them ones, and they just flock to it, right? I mean, this shit is amazing, bro. I'm like, I've never seen this type of disdain and hate. I love it.
I mean, that's what happens when you got to manufacture your quarterback's aura. This is just natural, God-given aura on this side, man. There's a difference.
And the funny part is they swear that, because I said the league is trying to push Jaden as the face of the NFC to match that of Mahomes on the AFC side. And so that got under their skin, boy. They hot about that, right? Mm-hmm. So every time something comes out, like the league released the jersey sales, right? Saquon was 1, Mahomes was 2, Hurts was 3, and Jaden was 4. And I'm like, you flexing over your guy being 3 and your running backs never have the best jersey sales. Ever, right? Had the number 1 jersey sale because you won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You won, to me, that's the equivalent of, to dumb it down, you had a album rollout.
Yep.
You had the promotion and the backing of the label. They gave you multiple videos. They put all of this promotion and money. They full budget. You went on a whole radio tour. You did all of this shit, and you sold 20 million albums.
Yeah, it's because
I went independent. I ain't had no budget. I had to do everything by myself. I ain't had no rollout, and I sold 17 million.
Yep.
What are we talking about? You happy because you had you won a Super Bowl.
You had the machine behind. The machine pressed the button on you, and that's what comes with the territory with the button press.
Exactly. They pressed the button. You won a Super Bowl. My guy came out of nowhere with a nothing roster, and he had the 4th highest selling jersey. What are you talking about? That's not a flex for you. It's a flex for us, dum-dum.
We don't even sound right in a conversation with highest selling jersey.
I mean, bro, it's just amazing the stuff that they say. And
they thought
online,
that Super Bowl was gonna trick us into propping them up higher. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he
that's
won a
what it
Super
is.
Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Please acknowledge him. And we
Right.
just won't. We're
And
not about to say it.
because we know who you are. We know who you are. You're Ryan Tannehill with the ability to finish off games.
Yep.
Like
And good leadership.
Like, I mean, we see right through what you are. It's cool. He's a good dude.
He is a great dude.
I really like him.
Mm-hmm.
And they want me to not like him, and I'm not gonna not like the man.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. But I'm not gonna put him somewhere where he don't belong, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't get why it's so important to them, because I feel like it's harder to put together a roster that dominant out of a quarterback. I feel like that's more special. Why don't they cling to that? Like, we had the best team in the NFL last year, excluding quarterback, whatever way you want to look. Like, why do they not cling to that more?
Dog, these Eagles fans are a different type of special. Me and Lou were both in this thread where the NFL posted NFL superstars with first NFL touchdown in style.
Right.
In style. So
In style.
long touchdown, some type of exciting touchdown. And an Eagles fan chimed in immediately and said, "Oh, but the face of the league didn't make the video."
Right.
His first touchdown was a
one yard
scamper.
run. What are you
I'm
talking
sorry
about?
that
They so slow, man.
it was
Like,
the equivalent to a tush push touchdown. What are they supposed to put in style about that?
right. Like,
Did he hit the Quan? That's about the only thing in
Then he
style
did,
about
right.
that first
like,
touchdown.
I just that's the part that just is
They don't
crazy.
comprehend.
They
They
don't
read.
They are like, I used to give them the benefit of the doubt and just say, y'all had IEPs,
They
right?
just be understanding, bro.
Bear couldn't even spell Eagles.
Yeah, like it's next level with them, right? Like, y'all weren't even in the class with the regulars. Y'all was in the LD classes, right? Y'all look like they're next level slow. Like, one dude, he hit me today, was like, how many you guys only beat one team all season with a running record, and that was us without Jalen Hurts. And I'm like, I didn't even respond, because I'm like, we
won 2 playoff games.
What are you talking about?
What is it?
God damn, you so stupid. I wanted to say something, but I'm like, that's so damn dumb. I'm not even gonna respond to it. I'm not even gonna waste my time.
You don't like, get no points off that kill.
Hey,
man.
there's a
none
Bama,
at all,
there's a Bama on the
none.
timeline trying so hard to get all of our attention with
Yeah.
a Jalen Carter profile pic. Don't respond to that bullshit.
No.
Don't, guys. I'm telling you, those be the worst, bro. Them
Yeah.
fan pages on Twitter.
Goofy AI one where, like, I think Jalen Hurts is like a teacher, and they got an AI where Gene Daniels has a haircut, and it's like a classroom. They got that one. That one's goofy, and then they got the King one where they have Gene like bowing.
Yeah.
They got it. Yeah, they got Jalen Hurts talking to Dak Prescott and Jaden Daniels like beneath him, and it says how to win a Super Bowl. And I seen someone said corrected it, and they put get carried by your team all year. On the whiteboard. And I was like, there we go. That makes sense now.
Hey, I don't even engage with them. They so slow, man. And it's amazing to watch them, and they be agreeing with each other like they killing it, right? I just
they be kumbaya and like shit on the timeline. The blind follow the blind.
Yeah. Without question. Yeah. So I get a kick out of them, man. But it's just good to know that I'm not the only one. Y'all see it too, and they're special, man. They're special. I want us to dog walk them so bad, and I really would like to beat them in the playoffs. Like, you know how that level of disdain we had for Ben Johnson last year, and we was like, yo, we want to see them in the playoffs because we didn't play them in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got our wish, and we dog walked them. That's kind of what I want for the Eagles. Like, I want to beat these dudes so bad in the playoffs and return the favor en route to winning the Super Bowl.
I have so much disdain for Chicago, Philly, and Detroit fans. Like, I want those 3 games mean something to me.
They mean something to me.
They mean something. Like, I want to embarrass folks because they are so mad at us because we have motion. Like, why are y'all mad? Like, the Eagles, like, y'all have seen multiple Super Bowls. Y'all should not be this weird about us having motion. The Lions, not a single person in anyone's bloodline of fandom in that franchise has ever seen anything, so they shouldn't be worried about us. And the Bears have made themselves our rival. Self-proclaimed.
Yeah. It's amazing to see the amount of hate that is being lobbed at us just because our guy is like that. Like,
just because we doing our own thing. Finally.
Can't we all just get along? Like,
no, never.
Clearly we can't all just get along, man. We just over here minding our business. We've been down for so long and we finally up and y'all mad. Just let us be
big
happy.
Analogy.
Let us enjoy.
Very big analogy.
That's crazy.
It's wild. Anything else before we get to the comment section?
The John Com talking about Daron Payne. He said it very like passively and loosely, but I feel like there's something to it because he basically said something to the extent of Jonathan Allen was an alpha male, and he said that it was unclear.
Yeah.
It was unclear if Daron Payne was affected by that. You don't say that if there's not something there. You don't just make that up out of nowhere.
Hey, Payne might have to run old Ned Flanders a fade next time you see him, bro. Like,
yeah, Flanders is crazy.
Hey, that's a really good point, though, Rico. I forgot all about that. That was when he said that, I was like, I had to rewind that, right? I had to hit the 10-second button on that. Wait, what? and I thought about him like he was with him the whole time at Alabama, except for that last year when Jonathan Allen left. Then he got drafted to the same team. And obviously, when we would talk about the Bama Wall, we would always put Jonathan Allen first.
Yep.
And now I was thinking about that fight they got in on the sidelines, and that might have been some pent up frustration. Like, man, I'm sick of this shit, bro. I'm sick of you. You know what I mean? And they cool, you know, they bros or whatever, but
it's probably never been the same since.
Yeah.
Maybe
I never felt like they were even close at Alabama. Like there was always something between. It never felt like it was some bros shit. Like it's we teammates. We work together.
You did? You got that vibe? I thought
I've always felt like we work together or whatever. We've closed some great deals together.
Yeah.
Know?
What if he felt like he was in his shadow and now he's finally able to see the light because Jonathan Allen is no longer here blocking the sun? That would be wild.
I wish the contract. I wish the contract made him feel that way because you were getting paid more than him.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're in quite the conundrum with him because if he balls, you have to do something next year. Because my guy Derek B, I haven't looked at the numbers, but he was telling me something. Let me see if I can pull it up on my phone. My guy Derek B was telling me something, and I haven't confirmed this or not, but normally he's pretty good with this information when he sends me stuff like this. He was basically like with Daron. Let me see. It might have been in the comment section. Yeah, it's in the comment section. I'm not gonna go look it up, but he basically said that he is making I forgot what the number is next year. It's a significant amount of money next year, and they can get out of it obviously if they cut him. It's the same thing Jonathan Allen had. So he was like, either they're going to extend him to lower that number, they're going to cut him, or they're going to trade him. But there's no way he's back on the number that he has next year, just with them doing nothing.
I can see that. And
I think I agree with that. So he's playing for something this year, whether it's to remain here, to get traded, or to be cut. He's playing for something this year. So
remember, Jonathan Allen's a verb now. He's gonna get Jonathan Allen. He keep playing.
Yeah, exactly. And as I've said, man, ain't nothing worse. I said this yesterday. I know I know Antonio Gibson had to be sick watching our run last year. I know he had to be sick.
Yeah.
Montez Sweat had to be sick.
Oh, we're in good, well-run organizations now. Look at me.
Right.
Jonathan Allen said he was sick and he was on the team. He was just hurt. So I know they was sick.
I know they was sick, bro. You went through all of this shit here. You saw the worst of the worst. I mean, Antonio Gibson couldn't wait to get up out of here. And as soon as he got to New England, he started talking some shit, boy.
Yep.
And I didn't blame him. I was like, I get it, bro. But this is different now. But he wasn't trying to hear that. I know he was sick. And if I'm a Daron Payne, if I'm Jonathan Allen left and went to Minnesota because in his mind, they just won 14 games. They got a chance to be nice and possibly win a Super Bowl. With J.J. McCarthy, they could be ass this year, right? Yeah. I know he'll be sick if we go win the Super Bowl. I know he'll be sick. And so if I'm Daron Payne, I sat through all this shit, right? I've seen multiple regimes.
Yep.
He's been through 3 different regimes. He was with Jay, he was with Ron, and now he's here and he's like, bro, this shit is actually fixed. Like, this is a real well-oiled machine, and I can't get to the finish line and not get what I deserve. So hopefully he ball out this year and make sure they understand, hey, y'all need me on that front line. Y'all need me. We'll see. But that was a good point, Rico. I forgot all about John Comm saying that about Daron Payne. That was wild when I heard it. But it could make some sense.
I would say there's probably some stuff that was worse behind the scenes than we know.
Yeah, that was wild. All right. Let's get to the comment section and see what you guys have to say.
Let's get it.
TJ Ryder, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. TJ writes, y'all my dogs. Noah faking the injury to make them pay Terry. What are you talking about, man? He tried to get his man to the bag, huh?
Noah been getting authentic, real injuries his whole career.
Right. I mean, that man had a ruptured kidney or some shit last year?
Yeah,
a lacerated kidney?
Yeah, that boy.
Car accident injury.
Yeah, that's wild. Slow-mo, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, I just want to thank you guys for the stream, and I have a question that isn't related to the topic. Do you guys think getting season tickets would be worth it? Hashtag HTTR. I'm going to be honest with you. I've mulled over it. I'm deciding on whether I want to do it or not.
Lou, your ass is not popping out to enough games.
No. So I give them away, right?
Okay. Yeah. You're right. So, and it makes sense to get them in like bulk.
Yeah. I've been giving away tickets for the last 2 years. I had season tickets 2 years ago, and then I got pissed off because the representative that called me had an attitude.
No, the reps suck, bro. When I was a season ticket holder for 4 straight years, and I had like 12 different reps, bro.
Yeah. They was changing them out like underwear, bro.
Oh, they still do. They push out a new crew. You know.
They still doing that? I thought they might have got they act together.
I get called by 2 separate people trying to convince me to come back. Like, every week.
I got a bunch of emails of them trying to get me to call and we got a new deal for you and all of that kind of stuff.
Hey, right now, if you're interested in going to that Spain game, season ticket holders get first crack at them, and them ticket prices are very normal ticket prices. Like, that's a good price to go to that game.
It is. It's the flight that's gonna kick your ass. That's what's gonna cost you the money. It ain't the ticket to the game. This is how you getting over there. But to answer your question, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it would be wise to get in now, because look, it ain't like you grandfathered in. If they raise the ticket prices, you got to pay
for the new stadium. Yeah, it's good to get in to get ready for that new stadium.
Because I'm telling you, if we win a Super Bowl, this shit could go back to the way it was, where you had to be on a waiting list, right? So I'm mulling over it because I'm like, do I want to be proactive and get in before the shit gets ridiculous? Or do I want to wait and then now I'm fighting with a whole bunch of other people trying to get the tickets? So if you can project and you see the future and you see what this is turning into, if you got the means, I'd say go for it. If you're going to go to the games, go for it. Go for it. Don't be one of those people that get the tickets and then sell them to an Eagles fan.
Oh yeah.
Let them in the stadium.
Yeah, don't even list like try to find somebody in the van, but get on social media. Help, come to one of us. We'll help you sell them joints to not have to just put them on SeatGeek.
And people in the mob, they be like, yo, I can't go to the game. Donate these to the mob. And they be like, yo, get these away to somebody. So I make sure they get in the hands of some Commanders fans. Like, we ain't playing no games over here. We putting asses in seats, and we making sure they rooting for the good guys. So if you're going to get the tickets, either make sure you go into the games yourself or making sure that somebody that is going to the games, they Commanders fans, right? Because we trying to create this real home field environment. Oh, that was something else that was said. Now, did you on that Green Light podcast, he talked about when he first got here, he was like, bro, it was 50-50. The stadium, when we would play teams like Philadelphia, and he said it was 50-50. He said it wasn't until the Atlanta game. He said that was the one that changed everything for him. He said that they were down. You remember they were down 17-7 at half. And he said the energy in the building from the fans that night, even though they were down at halftime, gave them the ability to come back in that game. And he said when they got to overtime and they scored, he said that building erupted like he's never seen. And I said it was the perfect opponent. We talked about this in real time because both Ed and Rio went to the game. The Falcons ain't traveling.
Oh yeah. It was all us in that. Right. It was like 95 us in there.
Right. It was the perfect opponent. Because you didn't have to worry about the Falcons fans coming in there and disrupting what y'all was doing. And so you were able to rep it. It was loud. It was raucous. He said that's the standard right there. That's what we're looking for. So that's what we're trying to build, Slow-Mo. If you want to be a part of that, I say go for it, man.
Falcons fans not travel. They're far more likely to go to a Georgia game than a Falcons game.
Facts.
Yeah, Atlanta, they're just too cool for school. They're focused on love and hip hop and all that. But
we got a lot of other stuff going. That is true too.
To get the door gunner, before we get the door gunner, this is the perfect time to do it. We have a quarterback. We are a Super Bowl contending team. We're a good team. We're a good organization. Also, the games too. Like this is a great time to go because you look at the schedule too. Like a lot of the home games we do have are either America's Game of the Week games
or prime time, baby.
Like all the we get 8 or 9 home games this year. We got 8. So you got the Bears Monday night. Mm-hmm. That's a great game to go to. You definitely should take some of the games if you work a 9 to 5, you should probably take the day off after. And then after that, the next home game is Seattle at 8:20, a Sunday night game. Detroit at 4:25, America's Game of the Week. Mm-hmm. And after that is Denver at home at 8:20. I think the only home game. And then you got Christmas Day. Then you got a Saturday game against Philly. Mm-hmm. 4:30 game. So the only home game that you have that's not a primetime America's Game of the Week is the Giants game, and that's it. That's the only 1 o'clock home game and the Vegas game. So
and those are 2 early games at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, the other 6 home games are primetime, Christmas Day, all standalone games.
Yep. Woo! I mean, it's gonna be lit. We up, and it's stuck, bro. So again, Slow-Mo, to Ed's point, if there was ever a time to purchase season tickets, because now. You see the future is bright. You see what we got at quarterback. You see what the organization is doing. You see the arrow trending upwards. Mm-hmm. Get in before it gets ridiculous, right? Yeah. That's why I'm mulling over it. I'm going back and forth, man, because I'm like, man, I probably need to just go ahead and stop playing and get these joints. But at the same time, I'm like,
and you get other perks too, man. You get like little events and stuff you do with the players. You get the 15% off at the team store. Like it's good.
I ain't want to come up off the bread.
Throw a little deposit on it, man. They do payment plans.
They do payments, but when you wait to the last minute,
it's a higher. Yeah, you don't get the full 12 month.
Yeah, I need my money, man.
Yeah, you don't get the full 12 month. You get the 3-month jump.
Yeah, exactly. Like I need my money, bro. And I'm like, that's a lot of money at one time, man. So that's the only thing. But yeah, I would tell you, go ahead and go for it, man. Door Gunner, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Door Gunner writes, congrats to Ed being released by the Taliban. LOL.
Thank you.
Turn the light on, man. Turn the light on for him, man.
Yeah, let me turn the light.
Like Motel 6. Ed will leave the light on for you. Yeah. Cheers.
This is a phenomenal basketball game.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
I ain't
It's a
even
great
looking.
basketball
I said
game.
before we came on, I said you already know what's gonna happen.
These boys is hooping on both sides,
Yeah.
bro. They going crazy.
Yeah, I said all you got to know is that we're live, so the Pacers are gonna be in that game and they're gonna win at the end. This is what happens every time we're live together.
How many boards Siakam got? Let me look.
Oh man,
They go air, boy.
You gotta war flashbacks, bro. But bro, I was already counting what I was gonna do with that money, bro.
Hey, that was wild. And I feel bad because I hyped them up. I said, "Oh, went to overtime."
Oh, you definitely getting it. You definitely.
Yeah,
Hey, relax, bro.
I put that sauce on.
You
top
put
of that
way
shit,
too much condiments on that shit.
Yeah, I said, man, my bad, bro. I just knew he just needed one rebound, right?
You just need a 6 right now.
Yeah, he just needed one rebound, bro.
Yeah, it was one rebound.
Wow, he couldn't get one rebound in overtime.
Yeah, I had some unlikely shit on that parlay too, and that was the thing that didn't hit.
That did hit, right? That was wild. Of all of the things, that probably was like the second to last thing you thought would not hit. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Then he had a double.
Crazy.
Yeah, 10 boards.
It ain't shit.
Every time
Thanks for that update.
Ed, the king of adding insult to injury.
Ed gonna hit your ass with that goddamn chair, and then if that ain't enough, Ed gonna hit your ass. He gonna put your ass through a damn table. All right, Ed don't be playing with your ass.
And then he gonna tell you he hit you with the table afterwards. And you know I put you through that table.
Remember I put you through that table. Paul Kyoko, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Paul writes, hey. Life is good when the Kangs are in the house. Yes, sir. Really appreciate you.
Who do it better, man?
JCM, nasty jump cut. The O-line looking nice. Having the number 2 wide receiver fall down, Bandits be damned. I mean, life is so good, man. It's a different existence now. He says Marshon is greater than Demon, or what is that?
Demon Sean.
Demon
he's
Sean.
saying Marshon back on Demon Time.
Oh,
like
Demon okay. Sean. That's what that arrow is.
Yeah,
he's back on Demon Sean. Trey Amos being that dude. Woo-wee.
Dog, like this is the first corner we've drafted that looks and sounds the part in a long time.
Hey,
even just the aesthetic, like he has like the sleeves. And
yes, it looks right. It looks right.
Perfect,
the body looks right. It makes sense. Like he has speed that goes with the size. He doesn't look malnourished. He doesn't look like a mannequin. Like he looks like a football player to be reckoned with. You know,
I wonder if he gonna have a grill in when he play during the game.
I was just about to say it too. I love how Louisiana he is with everything, man. He do the dances and all that, man. I love when somebody's like 100% where they're from.
Yeah, no, he's authentic, bro. He is authentic with it. I love it. Paul Kyoko, double up, thank you for doubling up. Paul Kyoko writes, Rio, what is that you say? Brandon Coleman? Guard.
Yeah, you drafted a guard and a receiver doesn't play.
Hit it
again. He drafted me a guard and a receiver that doesn't play.
Hey, go ahead. You sounded just like Jay right there, bro. That's Jay. Wild. Queen Heritage Partners, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, what's up, Kings? What's up, Queen Heritage Partners? Can we get a before and after Josh Harris, Adam Peters honorary toast? Can we acknowledge the differences in the roster? I guess we could do that on another stream where we'll all bring beverages or refreshments of our choice, and we can toast to the success of last year, but more importantly, the success of the future upcoming season. We'll probably do that as we get closer to the start of the season, man. It's amazing, just the transformation of this organization. I still sometimes I take a look at where we were and where we are, and it's just like unbelievable. The total transformation in less than 2 years. You know, this time last year, we were debating whether Vegas had us too low. Like, should you 6.5? Should we buy that? Right? Is that too low? Is you taking the over or under on that?
A year later, we out here talking about Super Bowls.
Super Bowls, bro. Like, we disappointed if we won't win the Super Bowl. We won't win the chip.
Life hit different when the football God's back on your side, man.
Man, talk about it, man. Talk about it.
Roster that we inherited. I mean, like Adam Peters from the press conference, he didn't have an answer or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you look at, I mean, he had to cut like how many first rounders did he cut last year? Jamin
3,
and he traded one.
Yeah, 2, and he traded one.
Yeah.
So much roster turnover that he had to make, and he just got the quarterback. So yeah, we came a crazy long way from the previous regime.
Man, and then if you see how wasteful Ron was, like you look at all of the wasted draft picks and
Daniels,
man, it's hard to watch, man. It's hard to stomach how bad we were as a team drafting.
Shit's actually impressive how much we missed.
And still,
I mean, again, we literally could have done fan votes and drafted them.
He said it's impressive. He said it's actually impressive how much we missed.
Gotta tip your cap to that bullshit.
They were so good at being sorry, man. Ain't nobody do it like them.
He said he actually got to tip your cap to how impressive they were. Like, yo, when you think about how bad you have to be to do what we did, you
can't do that by accident. Can't do that by accident.
That's a skill, bro. Like
even Fedarian Mathis, that's a second round.
That's a second round pick. I was gonna bring him up. Like, it's bad, bro. I mean,
and a lot of them were them thinking they were the smartest people in the room. Like they like the general consensus was take this guy, don't take this guy, and they were like, y'all don't know what y'all are thinking. And we're gonna do the opposite, and it's gonna go wrong.
Every time I see Christian Gonzalez, I just shake my head.
Yeah, that's all you can do, right? That's all you
Christian
can do.
Gonzalez with the one hand picking minicamp. All
right. Man, that's all you can do, bro.
Jaden, that's how you gotta see it. The silver lining in it.
That's how I always flip that, right? And I always
one game where we don't have Jaden.
Matter of fact, they got us everything because us completely letting the floor bottom out for the first time in Ron's tenure is what made Adam Peters come here, and it's what made this entire ecosystem able to move forward. So shout out Ron for that, for life.
I just always think of Eric Stokes walking over to Martin Mayhew. Yeah. He said, "Hey, you should take Emmanuel Forbes." He said, "That's what I'm going to do." Like
Ron with the drive up video the morning
of.
Oh
my God. They were already sold. It didn't matter who fell to him at that point.
Daniel Jeremiah talked about that shit midday. I was like, oh, Daniel Jeremiah wilding. Ain't no way. He's like, I'm hearing they really like Emmanuel Forbes in DC. He tried to give us the playbook and we wasn't trying to hear it. And nobody expected Gonzalez on the board, though.
No, that was the thing that got me because I had mocked us Emmanuel Forbes doing because I knew they liked him. But in my mock draft, Gonzalez wasn't there. So it was funny because Rio was going crazy on his stream. I was going crazy. I was over here doing Speedy Gonzalez. I was talking about, I know.
Gonzo. We were chatting it for 20 minutes, bro. Every pick we done wheeled this man down to 16.
I was wilding that night, and we didn't take him.
We let a demon fall to us, and we took this like house cat. Like, what are we doing?
Oh my God. It's amazing, man. But like you said, without every one of those missteps, we all it would have taken was for us to win one game. That's it.
Just one.
And we wouldn't have had
Greg Zuerlein, man.
Hey. I already said, man, it's a ring with his name on it. When we win the chip, he got to get one.
Oh, yeah.
Greg, thank you for the super chat. Speaking of Greg Zuerlein, Greg, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, I don't hate Sims's list. I told y'all last week I had Hurts at 10. You did say that. And I said that's a little bit disrespectful. That's pretty low. He said, I got the same 9 guys Sims had ahead of Hurts. A little different order, but same names. I mean, that's all that's important is you got the same names. It's the same dudes. You just got them in a different order, which is perfectly fine, right?
Sims got the whole football world in the palm of his hands when he do these quarterback lists every year. He got him a real banger, bro. Every year it stirs up the same amount of engagement.
And not only that, he kill it in the draft. Like every year, his number one quarterback is contrary to where everybody else number one quarterback. And normally the dude that he was rocking with ended up being the dude that ended up being the best out of the draft.
Oh, bro, like it's like the coaching thing, bro. The players that weren't great in the league usually be some of the best analysts. I like his podcast too because he's raw, he's off the cut, he's unfiltered with it, and it's not some unseasoned shit. I like Chris Sims.
Yeah, I do too. I respect as long as he ain't with Florio. That's when I like him.
I turn him off when Florio.
The Florio man. Yeah, that Florio boy.
Yeah, Florio a hoe.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
For show.
Yeah, for show. Swaggy P, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. My guy, Swaggy P, thank you for the dubski. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, Commander Kangs. What up, Swaggy P? I was in Baltimore for the first time in 20 years for a concert last weekend, and it's totally different from what I remember as a kid. It gave me a vision of what RFK 2.0 entertainment district could look like.
But better because it ain't gonna be in dusty ass Baltimore.
Hey, the views of Rio Robinson do not reflect what
the views and opinions of Rio Robinson.
Y'all know Baltimore look like y'all know Baltimore looked like Ed's camera before this one, bro. Like,
I live out Baltimore, so I know how it is, man.
Hey,
shout out Baltimore.
Hey, shout out Baltimore. Let me throw mine in there too.
Yeah, shout out to dummies in Baltimore. we got to put a little ticker at the bottom saying the disclaimer thing.
Yeah, we do. We need to go ahead and get that little ticker at the bottom, because I don't want no smoke, bro. None.
Shout
whatsoever.
out B-boy, man. I ain't going up there, so I ain't got nothing to worry about. I ain't got no reason to be in Baltimore ever.
You just never know, man. You never know.
I had a good time at the game. I'm at M&T Bank Stadium, though.
You never know.
That's a dope stadium, man.
Yeah, it's not.
I've heard. Greg, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Greg writes, also, Ron wasn't getting these pod invites like DQ. I mean, he was on some pods and stuff, but you know, it hit different when you winning. And you know, people always want to talk to you when you got a good thing going. And you know, we hot right now. You know, we hot right now. So the product, the product is definitely different. When you got 8 standalone games, when you got 8 nationally televised games, it hits different, right? And you got a quarterback like Jaden. It's a different vibe for sure. So
yeah, we really living in a world where we really living in a world where like the Pacers could win the finals. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I still think they're gonna lose the series, but it's gonna be a better series than people give it credit for. Like,
if they take these 2 in Indiana, then we could talk. Like,
yeah. They not though. They gonna win tonight. I think they're gonna win tonight. All I said is they got to win one of these 2 games at home, right?
Yeah,
they got to win one of these 2 because they've proven that they can win on the road. So them being in a game 5, 2-2, them being in a game 7, 3-3, they can go on the road and win. They've shown that.
So hold on, because I know the finals format is like different. I don't know if they changed it back.
2-1-1-1 now, right?
It's 2-2, it's 2-2-1-1-1. Yeah.
I remember at one point they had like 2-3-2.
Yeah, no, they stopped doing that.
2-3-2 was weird. I hated that shit.
Yeah,
they ain't done that in years because that was an advantage for the team with the lowest seed.
They ain't done that since like Brown was in Miami.
Yeah, they stopped doing that a long time ago because all you had to do was win one on the road, and if you won all your home games,
you still in it. You still in this joint, bro.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like, why is the advantage going to the not advantage team?
Right? Why are you playing more home games before I do? Like, you should never have more home games than I do. Never. Because if you just win all your home games, you win the series. But that's crazy if I got 3 games in a row at home. That never made sense to me. I know they used to do it because when they would put the 2 teams against each other in the finals, the travel was crazy. Like LA and Boston, you talking about on opposite sides of the US, right? So instead of having them have to go from LA to Boston and back to LA, then back to Boston and back to LA, they was just like, we going to Boston for 2 games, we're going out to LA for 3, and then you go back to Boston for 2. That's why they used to do it that way. But ain't nobody trying to hear that shit now. We're gonna have to go back and forth, back and forth. Swaggy P, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Who writes? Speaking of concerts, Rio, you seeing Kendrick and SZA next week at Northwest?
Well, you already know that's my son's first concert. Taking little Rio out there with me. I will definitely be in the building for the Grand National Tour. That is the final leg of the U.S. part of that tour, by the way. He's going international after the DC show. So I'm in there. Cool. Me and my son in there for sure.
That's what's up, man. I wonder if that joint gonna be sold out.
Oh yeah, it's definitely looking like it's going to be. It's only just some resale, and they, the last minute. Let me throw these up here for crazy prices just to see if anyone bites. It's pretty much that. Is like the only thing for real available at this point.
That's wild. All right, Gear Cell.
Hey,
1. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Hey, 50 spot.
Yes, sir.
Gear Cell 1, man. Really appreciate the support, man. Thank you so much. Gear Cell 1. Ed, you got to do the honors on this one, bro.
All right, shout out Gear. He says, Kings holding it down. Aaron Rodgers signed his contract wearing naked feather brown with a peace pipe, the olive purple drawer strings, and a Kango hat splattered with sesame seed glitter. Dusty
sesame seed glitter.
Splattered?
Right.
And Dawn sandals. Dusty Dawn sandals. Tragic. I can't. I cannot, man.
Where do you start with the naked feather? Like, what is dressed feather?
I don't even know. I don't even know what that means. Like, again,
Peace
half the
pipe
time,
buoy hoodie.
Peace pipe buoy. Peace pipe buoy.
Olive purple drawstring.
Oh my god.
The brings the whole fit together, though.
Yeah, right. With the splattered, with the splattered sesame seed glitter, right?
And that's not like a Jalen Hurts fit, because he always got the Kango on, because Jalen Hurts thinks he was born 50 years ago. So he has uncle ass.
He bringing something back. That's what he think. He think he bringing something back. Everybody about to do it because of
the Shamar Moore of quarterbacks, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not working for me.
Rodgers the problems already.
Yo, Rodgers looked so generic in that weak ass practice jersey he came out in. He already having problems with his practice helmet. Like, he was like, nah, this is not gonna work for me, man. I ain't never wore this brand. I ain't wearing it today. Like, I want that story to finish, man.
Like, look, that situation is all weird. All
I hate
bad.
seeing goats go out weird.
Yeah. It's
it's
when you hang around, it only happens when you hang around too long.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to say, you know what? I'm gonna call it quits. But he don't want to go out like that. He want the Tom Brady one more chip, elsewhere. He think he Brady in that sense.
He ain't got that. He ain't got that in him, though.
Nah, he don't. I don't think
he for sure don't.
Yeah, without question. Christopher McLaughlin, my guy, C-Mac.
Hey.
Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for the Dubski. Chris, who writes, hey, Lou, Rio, Rico, and Ed. Hope all is well. Likewise. Happy Father's Day to you, Lou, Rio, and Ed. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
3
that,
questions. Brother. 1, what does the team need talent-wise to be on par with the Eagles? 2, how concerned are you about the kicking position? And 3, who wins MVP this season? Talent-wise, you're not going to catch the Eagles talent-wise. Not in 2 years. Nope. They got a massive head start. They're the most talented team in the league. I think Jair Alexander is going to end up in Philadelphia when it's all said and done.
Yep, same.
So the rich will get richer before it's all said and done. At the end of the day, I can't stress this enough. We got the ultimate X factor.
Yep.
As long as we keep adding talent, we may never be as talented as the Eagles are, but we got the most important position on lock, and we have the better player there, and he's better by a mile. So as long as we keep adding talent around him, it'll make up the difference in talent, in my estimation. What do you guys think about that?
I agree. When you have one of those transcendent pieces at the quarterback position, it's the ultimate equalizer. You just need a good enough supporting cast around him. I don't think Mahomes has had the most talented team in the league for all of his Super Bowl runs, yet he always finds his way to the Super Bowl, and he's won 3 of them things. He's not even 30 years old yet. When you have one of those guys, you need talent around him. You don't need he doesn't need to be carried by his supporting cast. We're moving a little bit different on this side.
That's right.
Yeah. It's hard to catch up to a total team talent when it's a bunch of bulldogs on it, but Jaden Daniels could do it if anybody can.
That's right.
I think they made a good start with attacking the offensive line, bringing in Tunzel, drafting Connerly. So I think they did a good job doing that.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a big difference with the running back position, clearly, with Saquon and B-Rob.
He had to do it off the top rope.
That's the biggest gap right there. And then I guess you go with Jalen Carter, but I think cornerback wise, we're getting there. I mean, if Marshon Lattimore shows up, then you can argue cornerback room, but the D line is something where they got the gap a little bit there, and just their scheme. But yeah, I mean, the biggest difference really is the running back spot. Because Saquon, he really is. He's the heart and soul of their offense, right? Yes, they have Dawes, AJ Brown, and Devontae, but if you take Saquon out of the equation, then they go back to the teams when they had, and they were still good, like Miles Sanders and DeAndre Swift. But those teams they're not Super Bowl winning teams. Those are playoff teams, but they're not Super Bowl winning teams. Saquon is the one that really got them over the hump.
Cherry on top.
Yep.
How concerned are y'all about the kicking position?
Not.
Yeah, no, I mean, of course, Matt McLaurin, but
There we go.
I think Matt Gay did a good. He's looked good in practice so far. He made 5 out of 5.
Well, I know them defenders checks hitting different over there. Man.
This next answer is sponsored by the DC Defenders.
Go out and support your defenders this weekend in the XFL Championship.
Shields up.
Courtesy of Ed Oliver.
Shields up.
Shields up.
Shields up.
But
Ed doing the voiceovers at the game. He gonna be on the screen talking about make some noise.
Pump it up. But no, Matt McLaurin. Matt Gay. He's done well in practice so far. I mean, I think he's a solid pickup. He had kind of a down year last year, but the kicking spot is fine. We're in a way better spot than we were last year. I'll say that.
I agree. And to Rio's point, I'm not concerned about the position right now. Until they give us a reason.
Last year, we went
until they give us a reason to be concerned, I'm not.
Keep him inside of 50 yards and needs money, man. We ain't got no reason to be sending him doing a bunch of 50-yard kicks. That man don't miss inside 50.
We went through 7 of them last year. It can't be worse than that.
Facts.
7.
Facts.
7 whole ass kickers in one NFL season.
Who wins MVP this year?
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden. Yep, Jaden.
He gonna be in the discussion, man.
Him and Pat. It's gonna be him and Pat, bro.
Him, Lamar, Josh Allen's gonna be in the conversation again. So Lamar, Josh will always be there. Yeah, Pat will always be there.
Yeah, it's one of them quarterbacks. They're gonna be in the mix for sure.
Pat might be on some burn the world on fire shit after the Super Bowl. It might get and then you add Jalen Royals. He gets all his guys back with Rasheed Hollywood Brown and the whole squad back to Worthy.
Yep. I was about to say, don't forget about him.
Yeah, he may be on demon time, but I think 5 is about to have one of them Burrow type second years, man.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm with it and finish the job. Right. Don't get there and then lose. Finish the job. Man, that would be so dope. Oh, man, I can't wait till this season starts.
Oh my God, I'm so ready.
This is crazy.
Can you imagine how we would be moving, seeing Jaden at NFL honors, winning an MVP, and then we play in the Super Bowl the next week?
Yo, that is
that would
crazy.
be so cold, bro. We would be so.
We'd be so turned. We were so turned, bro. I mean, look, real talk. We go to the Super Bowl. Where the Super Bowl at this year? Y'all know what city it's in?
I feel like
Ed, look that up for us, man.
Yeah.
I need to know because I might have to be in the building for that one.
Oh no, if we get there, then that's
Commanders Kings might be live from the
Super Bowl. Live from the parking lot.
Live for the chip, bro, because that's
Santa Clara, California.
Okay,
so Levi
yep.
Stadium.
It's from 49ers Stadium.
So, okay.
Yeah, we might have to be in the building for that.
Yo, Commanders Kings live from the Super Bowl would be the craziest shit ever, yo.
That's
you wouldn't be able to stop it, bro.
People don't know that that Northern Cali get cold in the winter, though.
You ain't never lie. It's crazy.
I'll be out there with my shirt off, bro. It's the Super Bowl.
hey, look, bro. It's crazy because they are cold, but then you go there and it's really cold. It's wild how that it'd be like 62 degrees. But they had a jacket on.
I'm gonna be so wired up, bro. I'm coming out that joint.
Don't even matter.
Crazy, bro. I'm coming out that joint. Bucket hat, no shirt on, and I've been in the gym. We coming for real.
It's over. It's over. Rio is. He said it's over, bro. Bucket hat, no shirt is insane work.
It is.
I'm just gonna put it out
with a microphone in hand. Like, what's up with it, yo?
You look like a very specific character.
Hey, yo, that's insane. That's pure insanity right there.
You gotta name that character. You gotta name that kid or something.
Coming out looking like a Clinton Porter's weekly character.
Hey, go ahead, bro. What was it? Downtown? What was it? DC?
Southeast Jerome.
Southeast Jerome. That's what it was. Yeah. That's wild. That's Rowdy Rio or some shit like that. That's wild.
If we playing Buffalo, bro, put me through the table, bro. It's the Super Bowl,
bro. Hey, stop it, man. Terry Maples. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Says Dorothy. Stay up, fellas. HTTR, man. We appreciate you, Terry, man. Appreciate the love, man, and the support, man. Real talk. Appreciate Door Gunner. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling up.
Hey, why they be doing Lou like this, man?
Say why?
Another late start tonight, Lou. Business as usual, LOL. Look, man, and Door gonna know that he my guy, man. He always
comment every night. I bet they late because of Lou. It be all of us, bro.
Yeah. Look, man, I just take the L, man, and I don't say nothing. I said my piece already. The Door Gunner, he know how I feel, but hey, he be trolling me, but it's always gonna be my fault, and I'm okay with that, man.
Hey, just so y'all know, whatever time we set the stream, we all start rolling in right after.
Yeah, it's a collaborative effort to not be on time for sure.
It's a hard start to show up, you know.
Yeah. Hey, look, man. I'll take the blame. I'll bite the bullet for that.
To be honored by our lateness.
That's right. That's right. Hey, I'm surprised. I thought Ed was gonna throw me under the bus right there,
Whoa! Holy shit!
Yes, sir, man. Shout out my dog Frank, man.
God, we are not worthy. Oh my God.
Hey, I'm late. Damn. Oh shit.
And Lucian was lagging. Lucian was lagging. You're like, what are they excited for?
I thought y'all was cheering for the game. I'm like, damn, what I miss? I'm looking at the game like, damn, I missed something. I'm looking at
couldn't handle that donation.
Oh shit. Aloha, Frankie, baby.
Donation
my guy.
Overloaded you.
Hey, look, man. My shit was like, this does not compute right here, man.
That shit was like the language in a karate film, bro.
I'm about to hit an ad. I was like Rio a couple weeks ago, bro. I should just stop.
I was like, dunked on your router with that donation, man.
Hey, Frankie, baby. Aloha, man. That's our guy from Hawaii Frankie baby, blessing us with the Superman. Can't thank you enough.
Wow.
That's up there, man. That might be one of the biggest supers we've ever gotten, man.
It's tied for our biggest.
I think, yeah, okay. We've had a
That's
200 before, but damn, that's
one more.
Hey, man.
That's love. That's love right there, man.
Yes, indeed, man. We really appreciate you. My guy, Frankie Baby writes, Kings, aloha. Aloha, Frankie. Yeah. Says, Ed, love the new look. Hey, they digging 4K Ed, man. I'm telling you, he hit different. 4K Ed.
Hey, wait till you see him after the Defenders win the championship, man.
Uh-oh. It's going to be 8K Ed after that.
Yeah.
It's levels to this.
That shit gonna look like the touchdown cam on Fox on Sundays.
Nah, hell, after that, it's gonna look like Netflix.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna look like that Netflix shit from Thanksgiving or Christmas. Goddamn it,
yes.
It's gonna be next level now. He says, away with the Pacolo chambering look.
I was getting cooked, man. I was getting.
Yeah. Hey, look, that for real. I wasn't gonna say nothing. But the chat undefeated, bro. They was killing Ed, but Ed definitely was looking. He was dusty as hell. He was looking like Rio was talking about what, Baltimore? Yeah. Shout out to Baltimore, man.
Shout out B-boy.
Hey, I'm still at a loss that you had the capabilities this entire time and you was holding out on us. That's the shit that got me. I'm still like, wait. You could have done this the whole time?
By choice.
Yeah, you gotta at least make it seem like, okay, we reach a certain amount of subscribers. I'm gonna bring out bring
them out.
Ed randomly said, hold on, let me switch my camera
right quick. I'm like, wait, what? He left. I thought he was done. I thought he had just.
He said it like that shit pulled up to his front door midstream.
Hey, right. Hold on, I'll be back. Came back with a whole new setup, bro. Lights and everything. We ain't never seen Ed with illuminations in the background. Like, his random shit just popping up. Like, hey, who is this masked man?
Neon lights and shit.
They got gadgets and gizmos now.
He says, prayers up for Noah, man, for sure. Man, we hope that Noah is like the severity of that injury is not what we think it is. It does not seem likely that Noah Brown will be playing for the Commanders this year, but I'm hoping that it's not as severe as we think it is. But prayers up to Noah, man. Let's see the wide receiver whisperer do his magic. Love you guys. Keep up the great work, man. Aloha, baby. Yes, sir. Really appreciate you, Frankie. Really appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for the love. William Lee, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. William writes, only Guantaname's up. Damn, that's supposed to be guaranteed. Ooh,
guaranteed.
William.
I thought that was. I thought we was talking about Guantanamo Bay. Like,
right. That's what I thought we was going there, and he just kind of spelled it wrong a little bit. But
that autocorrect will do it to you, man.
But nah, that ain't autocorrect right there. That's some next level shit by William.
That was a choice.
that was definitely manually done. But it's all good. Only guarantees in life: death, taxes, and Noah Brown getting injured. I didn't even realize that until Rio brought it up that this man always get hurt. And then I thought about his career, and I remember looking at his statistics for every year of his career when we first signed him, and I just played that back in my mind, and I'm like, he's never played a full 16 game slate
ever.
Now 17, yeah.
And them numbers could have been fire if he would have stretched, especially back in Houston too. Like,
Facts.
He was on pace to go for damn near 700, 800, 900 here last year, but
Yep. So it's I didn't realize that it was that bad. So I think if this one is a significant one, this is his last. That's the last time we've seen him in
We'll
Washington.
always have the Hail Mary.
We'll always have the Washington walk-off, a.k.a. Bear Trap, a.k.a. Noah's Ark. We'll always have that. He'll always be a fixture in Commanders lore.
They did it. They did it.
They did it. Like, that was the weakest call from Tony Romo.
They did it.
They did it.
That's how you know he really felt that shit. That man got really prepubescent. The voice crazy.
Hey.
Boy sounded like my son.
Hey, he ain't want us to win that shit for real. The cowboy came out of him at that moment. They did it. Like, I know Nance was just shocked. Like, you just go back and listen to that call. He definitely was 13 when he said that. they did it.
They did it.
They did it. That was wild, man. Good times. Good times.
Great, phenomenal time.
Oh man. William Lee, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. This one's for you, Rio.
Yep. Thank you for choosing Verizon. They tried to go on me for a couple weeks ago when I was streaming live from Narnia.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, they was killing my man Rio in the chat.
Hey,
that
my
night,
internet
man.
told me to just quit. It said pack it up that night.
Yeah,
I
no.
didn't get internet back till like 6 a.m. the next day. I was so
hand
mad.
on shoulder.
Best believe I called and gave someone hell who had nothing to do with why my internet wasn't working.
Right, hey, that's got to be the worst job, right?
And then I had to apologize to him at the end, like, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, look, you got to take this though. You're sorry.
Somebody got to hear
yeah,
it. Bro.
Yeah, somebody got to get this.
I already yelled at the recorder to put a human on the phone for the last 20 minutes. So you had to bear the brunt of the rest of this rant right quick.
Hey, it was next level too. That was Rowdy Rio with no shirt in the bucket hat. that was next level right there. William Lee, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, "We are a long ways. Thank you. From position flex and being where your feet are." That you're not wrong about that. I forgot about being where your feet. Now you know some of the players still use that. Some of the holdovers, like B-Rob will throw a B where your feet are on you real quick. I heard somebody else use that one too.
Remember, nobody can say let the main thing be the main thing because that phrase was invented by Jalen Hurts. That's what I was told by Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Okay, got you. Everything that he does is wearing mismatched shoes.
That is such a platitude that people have said for like ages.
Just like wearing mismatched shoes, you can't do that. Jalen Hurts did that first.
First person
ever to do that in life.
Yeah. Even if the shoes come like that, you can't do it.
Right. Jaws got shoes that come like Kool-Aid, right? One's blue and one's red, and but you can't. You got to get two blue shoes
because the originator,
the originator,
the trailblazer,
the originator, none greater.
Jokes. He's starting to become Chuck Norris jokes at this point.
It's wild, bro. I just can't. Them Eagles fans, man, they are next level slow.
They manufactured lore for their quarterback.
It's crazy manufactured lore. that's wild. But it's so true. It is so true. They're so pathetic. Chris, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, always tuned in. Can you each vote for your pass rusher or free agency market you would sign today, assuming Hendrickson signs with Cincy? I think we've done this exercise before. Ed said you would. Ed, you were Von Miller, right?
I would do
Za'Darius. Okay. I was Za'Darius, I was Za'Darius as well. Rio.
I mean,
it's Clowney.
I wouldn't be mad at Za'Darius or Clown. Give me Za'Darius out of the two, but I really think we just running it with what we have, and I think Dorrance Armstrong is your 10-sack guy this year.
Really?
Yes, because I think he was capable of it last year, but he missed time, and it took him a little bit to get back to full go. But I think he's the guy they anticipate being the double-digit sack guy on this team.
All right, and I'm leaning towards Darius just because like Von Miller at this age, I think he's probably maybe still the better, specifically like a pass rusher in a situation pass rusher role. But Za'Darius can be on the field any down, so I prefer also him, a guy that can come in, stop the run, and get after the quarterback.
Right, I think that's where I am with it too, right there. William Lee, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. William Lee writes, "Don't worry, Rio. If they come after you in Baltimore, just throw on some house music."
They won't have no choice but to start dancing.
They got no choice, bro. None at all.
Shout out B More.
Shout out B More, man. Once again, and remember, Rico, tell them one more time.
The views and opinions of Rio Robinson do not directly correlate with the views and opinions of the Commanders Kings brand.
Thank you. Thank you. Just so you know, there's 4 of us up here, but only one. Only one was talking shit about Baltimore.
Shout out to Baltimore.
Ed even made it known he live out there.
Hey,
like, I'm out.
Shout out to Baltimore and their 360p resolution city, man.
I'm not messing with the wire out here, man.
Hey, exactly. You want something to you?
Right.
Dummy.
Ew, man.
Hey, Jace Jackson, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Jace writes, what's good, guy? What's good with you, Jace? Rio, I see you on that health journey. Keep it up. Not important, but what's your thoughts on the whole Spear and Roman?
I knew it was coming. Yeah. I knew it was gonna come at some point today.
Logan and those guys made it seem like something's up. Keep doing your stuff, y'all. All I'm telling you is we're getting an alternate jersey this year.
And it's gonna be a throwback.
It's gonna be Rio's favorite jersey. Okay. It's gonna be Rio's favorite jersey of all time. And so I think that imagery that you saw is a precursor to that.
I think there's going to be a video where there's like a transition into whatever this throwback jersey is going to be. Or that Spear was just there for media day and people just made way too much about it.
Yeah, it could be too. I firmly believe that you may be on to something because that was specific imagery there. With the Spear. So we'll see, you know. I think there's
people talk about Greco-Roman commander lore. Like, yo, we gotta stop this shit on the timeline. I see people they're debating which era of commanders we could be channeling here.
Yeah, they be getting too serious about that, bro. They be having these deep like conversations where you be like, oh, really? Interesting. Okay. Yeah. You know, one of the things that is so fascinating to me when it comes to these uniforms is, and the name is that it's certain fans, it just don't matter. Like I had a dude send me, shout out to my guy Pete, send me an email, and he said, I was against the Commanders name. I wanted Redskins, and then after last year, I don't want to be the Redskins no more because I associate what we did last year with the Commanders.
Yep.
And so I'm cool with the Commanders name now moving forward. So I've always felt like if you win, you'll change a lot of people's minds. But it's a core group out there. We say not everybody. Yeah, no, it's a core group out there. It don't matter what the hell we do.
Hey, there's a group that roots against the team because of the name. A bunch of dorks.
Yeah, that's wild to me.
Yeah, that's not fandom.
No, I don't know what that is.
That's something. No, I don't know what it is either. That's not fandom. I don't know
what that is. Ricky D. Hustle. What up, Rick? Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, what up, K's? He said, Ed with the chair again. And my
general the chair again.
God damn it, Ed.
God damn it, Ed with the chair again.
My God. Rio Beard to start. Loving hip hop and pause. Spicy P rebound. hey, he be every time we talk about basketball. Hey, how many rebounds he got? Like, he ain't gonna never let Rio live that down, bro. It could be a rant. We could be doing we could be talking about a week 8 game, and the Pacers could just randomly be on TNT.
Hey, how many rebounds Siakam got?
Hey, how many rebounds Siakam got? Like, it don't matter, bro. Ed is gonna hit him with that chair every time, bro.
Ed gonna line him up. Ed gonna line someone up every time, bro.
Shout out to Gabe, man. Y'all know the vibes. Shout out to Gabe, man.
People ask me about Gabe. People are still asking me about Gabe Taylor in my comments, like on my videos. They'd be like, "Where's Gabe Taylor at?" I've gotten a couple of comments like that.
He'd be on the DC Defenders next year.
There you go.
Yeah, he'll be on the DC Defenders next year.
Hey, Ed gonna get him there. Ed gonna get the contract, so he gonna put the pen to paper for him.
him and DeAndre Baker and Monte Nicholson, that would be a no-fly zone.
Hey, go ahead, Monte. I forgot Monte was over there, man.
We tried to let fans off softly and say there was an uphill battle decline just for Gabe to even get a summer tryout with the team. It was just a rookie mini camp tryout. We tried to tell him.
Look, they did that man a solid by bringing him in here. They did that man a solid, bro. They ain't have to do that, and they did, man. Shout out to the squad
that he could shop around. He gonna get on somebody's preseason roster.
They got people's hopes up when they cut the safety.
Yeah, that's where they definitely Trey Rucker. When they cut Trey Rucker, boy, hell, I even for a second stopped and said, maybe. Nah, they signed with Tyree Phillips.
Yeah, Tyree.
Yeah, Tyree Phillips, and then they left that spot open, and then they signed Carl Davis. I said, oh no, I thought I got away from him. He's back. JMod 6. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. JMod writes, JD not losing in his home state. Oh, yeah, that's right. He is from Cali.
Yes, sir.
That's where that chip at. Okay. I like it. I like it, JMod. Chris, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Chris writes, double up. Yes, sir. Says, when is the live show when we can all vibe?
Putting that together now.
Yeah, this in the works, man. It's in the works. Stay tuned. Terry Maples, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. My God, Terry writes, Lard Butson, sweating sausage gravy because JD that guy.
Shout out LB.
Hey, shout out to LB, man. Y'all leave my guy alone.
LB, man.
Not Lard Butson.
Shout out LB.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna hit the St. James Gym with LB sometime soon. That's
hey,
yeah.
That'll be a movie, man. That's Rowdy Rio and Lord Brunson.
That's a good old time right there.
And that's gonna be that picture from 2022 with all of them with their shirt off. Yo, I think I got that picture, bro. I actually just did a video with that, and they was killing me, bro, for having that picture as the thumbnail for that video. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Hey, that was some wild stuff, man. Oh, I ain't gonna be able to find it because I don't even remember what the name of that show was. That was wild, though. Anyway, that was the last super chat. And y'all got anything to add before we get out of here?
I think it was a very culture defining moment. They had up to like 150 to 200 local high school coaches sitting in, taking it in, and at practice today. We didn't do stuff like this before, man. That's dope, man.
Yeah, what's crazy? I'm watching the field pass, and I'm seeing all these randoms. I'm like, was practice opens to the media?
It looked open because all them coaches there.
Right. I was seeing dudes with bucket hats, and I'm like,
regular people in the building.
Like, what the hell is going on right now? And then I remember, oh yeah, they did say that there was gonna be coaches out there. So yeah, that one, that hit different, man. And I think Bobby Wagner is teaming up with some organization for something locally. So it's a lot of good vibes right now, man. It's a lot of really good vibes around the team, man. We putting that good energy out in the atmosphere.
That's good because they literally don't have to do that. That doesn't benefit the Commanders in 2025 in any way. That's just pure love for the for the whole area, the community, man. I hope Georgia does something like that. Please.
Yeah, it's like what you put out is what you put out is what you get in and get back. And DQ just be, I'm telling you, man, it's all good vibes. You know what I mean? It's real positive vibrations right now. And the football guys already told me last year, I got a lot in the tuck for y'all. And he showed me last year, like, bro, I mean, how many come from behind, how many late game heroics did we have last year where you went, bro, is this real? Like, we weren't supposed to come back and beat the Eagles in that second game. After Jaden threw that interception, that was supposed to be it.
We answered the bell every time.
And he's different, bro. This team is different. This organization is different. And we're blessed because we are at the infant stages of what could be an organizational defining run.
Yep.
This is the beginning. All we got to do is kick that door down. We just got to win one, bro. You get one under your belt, and I'm telling you, we could go on a run on some real Patrick Mahomes 3 out of 4, 3 and 5 year type shit. You know what I mean? We just got to get one, though. That's the hard part. If we could just do that, sky's the limit.
We got to stop what's happening in Philadelphia because them boys could run buck wild if they get up in there again.
Facts.
Whoo!
Facts.
You're talking dynasty. They get back and repeat or something like that. We can't be having dynasties in our division, bro.
Nah. And again, as long as they don't win the division, they got to prove to me they can go on a road and beat somebody in the postseason. Because they ain't done it yet. So we've done that. We've shown the ability to go in somebody's house and get it done. I want home playoff games, though. Those would be nice. Somebody's got to win this division. And then if the trend repeats itself,
it ain't going to be Philly.
It ain't going to be the Philadelphia Eagles.
Nope.
So why not us? We do. You know what I mean? We do for one. We ain't won it since 2020. We do. So go win the division. Go get you a home playoff game or two. And let's wreck some shit, So it's we're in a really good spot right now, man. This offseason has been excellent. This was the first little hiccup, if you will, of the offseason with Noah Brown. Let's hope that it's just that, a hiccup, right? And it's not something serious. And we'll find out tomorrow, right? DQ is going to probably tell us after practice tomorrow the severity of that injury. And if it is, in fact, a serious injury, we'll be talking about, and I think Rio said it best, like, it's unfortunate. And it sounds somewhat cold-hearted, right? But this is a next man up league. And if he can't go, who's going to seize that opportunity? Without Trent Green getting hurt, there's no Kurt Warner. I'm not
Bledsoe.
Right. Without Drew Bledsoe getting hurt, I'm not
saying get the GOAT.
Tom Brady, right? I'm not saying it's on that level, right? We're not talking about a quarterback here, but who's going to take advantage of this opportunity? Is it Luke? Is it Ja'Cory Brooks? Is it KJ Osborne? Is it Michael Gallup? Is it Chris Moore? I don't know. But there may be an opportunity for somebody. It could be Jalen Lane for all we know, right?
Please be Jalen Lane, bro.
So whatever the case may be, y'all got anything to add before we get out of here?
Hey, plug the championship one more time for him, man.
Oh yeah. So o'clock Saturday night, DC Defenders. I'll be at either Watch Bar, Navy Yard, or Walters, one or the other. So, let me know, people in the chat, if you're familiar with those places, let me know which one is better. But yeah, we gotta take this home, guys. Shields up. We gotta take this home. We gotta take this.
Y'all on the road? Y'all on the road in this game?
It's in St. Louis. It's
a Super Bowl.
Oh, my bad, I forgot. So what do they call that? What do they call that?
NFL championship, I think.
NFL championship. So they don't have a special name for it.
Okay.
Yeah. So no Vince McMahon coming out. No, The Rock is not coming out. But we should be getting our trophy Saturday night or Sunday morning.
So of the two teams, who's the better team, like record wise?
I think the Panthers.
The other team.
They, I mean,
you said they got the league MVP, right? The dude
MVP,
that's supposed to win the MVP, right? The quarterback.
Tiamo could win the MVP, but Bryce Perkins is really good. Like, he's a really good player. Like, he plays. I'm not gonna say he plays like Jaden, but he's a dual threat quarterback, and he can make all the throws.
Oh, Bryce Perkins, I know that name. What school did he go to? Oh man, I remember him.
Yeah, he sounds a little familiar too.
Actually. Was it UVA?
That might have been where he went. Yeah,
he went to the local school, I think.
Yeah, I think that's exactly where he went to. UVA, if I'm mistaken, you're right.
Yeah, he went to Arizona State, Arizona Western, and then Virginia his last year.
Yep, UVA. Yep, that's. I'm about to say I remember that name. I remember that. Okay, cool. All right, well, good luck to your DC Defenders, Ed.
Yes, sir.
Why Luke tone be like that about the defender? Lou don't want to hear none of that shit.
Look at Lou's mentions when we went. Like, I'm telling you.
Hey, I'm gonna hype you up. If y'all get the dub, man, I'm gonna hype you up, bro. Because I know they gonna be coming at me a little bit, and it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny.
Now, the parade, we'll find out the parameters of the parade when it does happen.
They do parade?
No, we ain't doing no. We're not doing a parade.
I thought they get like a little pep rally or something.
Yeah, nah. They'll do that at Audi Field. Yeah, you get a little joint at Audi Field for sure.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll probably do something like that. We'll see.
I be salty sometimes when like if the Caps try to win a chip before the Commander. I remember when they was trying to win theirs the first time. I was mad as hell. I ain't want them to win no championship before the Commanders.
I remember the Mystics had their little parade. They had the Mystics did. Yeah. I was like, man, this shit ain't about to hit the same, man.
No.
But the Caps and Nats parades were like that, though.
Yeah, no. They both was lit, and I ain't want neither one of them to win because I was on some selfish shit. But I ain't gonna even hold you. I ain't want neither one of them to win before the then Redskins won a Super Bowl, but now it's crazy. Now we really having conversations about getting a Lombardi, bro. It's crazy, man. So
only a matter of time.
It's in reach.
Oh yeah, and Greg Williams' son is the defensive coordinator
for the Defenders or for the okay. And who's y'all head coach?
Shannon Harris. So the funny thing is that the head coach left before the season started. I forgot his name. Mm-hmm. Shannon Harris had to step in because the head coach got a job in college. Mm. Shannon Harris is the interim coach, but he's doing a heck of a job, as you can see, as we got to the XFL championship.
I think that job might be his to stay.
I'm about to say, sounds like he's gonna be the permanent head coach. Yeah.
Playing the team, we're playing against a team that kind of looked like Florida State, right?
Yeah.
Color-wise.
Did you just say we?
Hey, they DC, bro. We're playing against the team that looked like Florida. It kind of looked like Florida State. They're like red and gold, right?
It's like that's the team I think Jake Bates used to play for.
Yeah. Yep.
Because he used to kick the field goals. I remember he made the long field goal for him. Yeah. So okay.
So Kelvin Joseph was on the team too. He unfortunately was in a car accident where he was intoxicated.
I'm about to say, you talking about Drunky McDrunkster?
Yeah, Boss Man Fat, who was on
Boss Man Fat, the rapper.
He was on the Cowboys, and it was the day before. It was the day of the game too. 5 a.m. Kelvin Joseph driving and killed somebody on a motorcycle. So, we moved forward, and rest in peace to the person on the motorcycle. But we ended up winning that game, and we got some business to take care of and finish on Saturday night.
We got one more super. Somebody said Ed giving the championship speech.
And that's the plug. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Writes, who y'all want for the Netflix Xmas halftime show?
I don't think we getting the halftime show. I think it's gonna be the Chiefs game.
Yeah, because we're first. We're the 1 o'clock.
We're the early game.
Yeah, we're not getting a halftime show.
It's gonna be the Chiefs.
The home game. Let's give it to Wale since he wasn't recognized. Nobody knew who he was. So,
I mean, that would make a ton of sense. And the Eagles fans, he got into a nice little brouhaha with the Eagles fans when we went up there for the playoff game. So Wale need a little bit of a little shine, some positive spin there. So I wouldn't mind him being the halftime entertainment. But like Rio said, it's probably not gonna be us. It's gonna be the later game.
It's gonna be the Chiefs. They had Beyonce last year. I know the league is begging Taylor Swift to perform at the Chiefs game.
Yeah.
December. I know
and that's the nightcap, right? That's the nightcap.
I think are they the night game or is it the Lions game?
I think the Chiefs are the nightcap.
Oh yeah, I think they're definitely.
I think they're the nightcap against what, Denver or something like that. I think it is.
Yeah, it's Denver.
Yeah, so I think they're the nightcap, and then it's what, Detroit and Minnesota.
I think it's Minnesota.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, that would be my guess. Is we wouldn't get the halftime show, but if we did.
I don't think it would be someone from the area though. It would be a big artist.
If you get a platform like that,
I love Wale. Wale's not Netflix on Christmas.
Nah, he's not. You're not wrong. You're not wrong about that.
It's not that.
I don't know who they would.
They would throw a pop star.
Nah, it would be Shabuzi or some shit like that.
Yeah, he is from Woodbridge. Shout out to 703.
Yeah. It'd be Shabuzi or some shit like that.
Yeah, we're getting a pop star of some sort.
Yeah,
it's just Sabrina Carpenter and Shabuzi or some shit like that.
Yeah. That's where it would be. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, we are about to glide to the side and allow y'all to enjoy the rest of y'all evening. We really appreciate y'all for kicking it with us for damn near 3 hours, man. Shout out to the over 700 of y'all still kicking it with us. As we are about to get out of here, man. We can't thank you guys enough for the support, man. You guys are the best. But for the Kangs, myself, Rio, Rico, and Ed, y'all know what it is. If y'all coming at these Kangs, you best not miss. Until next time, y'all have a good one. Take care. God bless and good night.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Gabe. Shout out to Noah Brown. And shout out to B More, baby.
Hey, Rowdy Rio in the house.